Hey, what's up, guys? Good evening.
Good evening.
Evening.
How are you, Marcel? Welcome back.
I'm doing fine, thank you. And you yourself?
I'm doing very well, thank you. I think you're even better after the score yesterday. Holland 2, Turkey 1.
Yeah, I don't really mind, but okay, they won't win it. Definitely not.
Are you
But
sure?
England. Oh yes, I'm sure. Yes, I'm sure. Maybe they get to the final because England is rubbish as well. But as well, note my words.
I think, it's Holland versus England next, yeah. So they'll each face a strong team, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
What's up, Matthias? Welcome back.
Thank you. I'm here again to review footage of other persons doing a lap on the track and see if I can improve my lap times.
That's awesome. That's awesome. You are welcome. What's up, Kalis?
Hi.
How are you, Kalis?
Yeah, I'm good. What about you?
Everything as well. I see, Kalis, you've also submitted some footage for today.
Yeah.
And is that from your last session, right? From last week? Or maybe at the weekend?
Yesterday.
Yesterday. Awesome, awesome. Let's just give it a few minutes, guys, whilst everyone joins in. Marcel, did you manage to get some footage?
Not interesting enough as far as I'm concerned because it was almost a default training sessions. We did
Okay.
four sessions, 4 days of sessions last
Wow.
week. I have a holiday now, so.
How
But
did that go?
all in between, it is not breaking any times, but having a lot of fun, making new friends because we had a tough
Yeah.
battle. But I didn't film that battle, so that's too bad.
Okay.
And we shook hands and give a hug. It was really nice to do.
Yeah. I mean, I can imagine. Is it like new drivers you were up against?
Yeah. And a new light driver. So he says, "Man, you are so fast." So yeah, but you could keep up. You could keep up. So don't worry, you will be there.
Yeah, and it's always good to connect with enthusiastic guys at the track. And
Yeah, he was nice. It was tough, a hard battle, but
yeah,
with lots of respect to each other. So that then it's only fun.
I think the more regular you are, the more people you'll come across like that. That's what I found at the track. And it's all sorts of drivers.
Yeah, it's cool.
Let's just admit, Austin. Hey, what's up, Austin?
Hello.
Welcome back. How have you been?
Good. Good.
You managed to do any racing over the last time we spoke?
I did do some rental kart racing at this indoor place. I don't have footage from that though.
Oh, okay. You do have footage.
I do have footage, yeah.
Nice. And was that a K1 speedway, maybe? Like the typical indoor track in the
No.
States? Different, yeah?
Yeah.
Which track was it?
So I don't have footage from that track per se, but it's called Victory Lane Karting. They just opened up a new layout, and I
Nice.
thought I'd give it a try.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. I guess you are preparing for the race at the end of the month. Is that correct?
Yep, I think 3 or 2 weeks from now. So
That's awesome. And you obviously do the owner kart championship. So is there any
yep,
preparation you do in between this time whilst you wait for a race?
a
In terms of
lot of preparation. It's a lot
yeah,
of data, footage review, of course. It's a lot of adjusting the cart for potential weather changes, a
yeah.
lot of track changes, so we change it for that as well.
And what are you sort of predicting for weather? I know it's still a few weeks away, but does it tend
Well,
to rain or?
so we were just in the midst of a drought. It hadn't rained for about a month up until last night where my power went out, but
Okay.
um It's supposed to rain for the next week or so, so I'm predicting another drought right after that. So
Right. I heard there was like a heat wave. Was it in the north part of America?
that was a little bit ago, but that was
Oh,
during
okay.
one of my race weekends, and their timing loop kept on going down, and I think it was because of the heat wave.
Oh, right. How was it driving during the heat? Is it quite
Um,
exhausting?
yeah, it was tiring, but I
Yeah.
managed. Um, a lot of water, a lot of ice, very understeery.
That's the hot weather which you don't normally get, but I think physically it's was it more of a challenge as well?
It was, and I'm kind of expecting the same thing for this next race.
Okay. I think the best way then to prepare is try and do whatever karting you can in between. You're already doing your um, data analysis, onboard video analysis. What about setup and things like that? Is there something you try to follow for each track layout, or that'll depend on the day?
Yeah, so we try and freshen up the motor with an oil change. We
Yeah.
try cleaning the carburetor out, cleaning the car in general. If we have if we have time, we'll scrape the excess rubber off the tires.
Yeah.
And specifically for this layout that they're changing to, we need a gear change. So we did that a little bit ago.
Oh wow. The gear is. Talk me through that. What is the gear change? Because it's not a shifter.
No.
Car.
So the ratio we usually run in hot temperatures on a normal layout is a 17 to, I think it was a 58 gear. So 17 on the actual engine crankshaft and then a 58 on the rear axle.
Ah, okay. And does that sort of change layout to layout?
Yeah. It also changed temperature. So I ran a 57 when it was colder out, so I
Yeah.
could have more acceleration. But now that the speeds are higher because everything's hotter, everything's a lot more grip, we have to go to a lower gear or a higher, I can't remember, a higher gear. So we're
Yeah.
hitting the limiter a bit differently.
How's your engine been this season?
It's been really good at the start of the season. Probably the most power I've ever felt, but then it's gotten a little bit weaker, but we're still really, really competitive with it.
You know, before a season starts, do you set objectives in terms of what you ideally want to target, and how do you sort of measure those targets that you might have set?
Like as in like
Uh, m-
driver
I think more
targets?
for position, yeah. Like what
Yeah.
your overall targets are. Let's say if it's to podium or finish top 5, and
Well, I based my targets off of the season before where I was doing not so good. So
okay,
originally I was thinking like top 17 was good, but we're we're constantly fighting for like 5 places above that.
yeah, not bad. And how long have you done this championship? How many years has it been?
This is I've done it for about a year and a half now.
Not bad, not bad. You probably found from the first time you've ever competed until now um, the difference in confidence, obviously knowledge of your kart, race experiences. That's probably what's improved, and I think it'll only get better and better from here. And slowly, you can try to make your goals closer and closer to the top, and ultimately to win this championship. How realistic do you think it is to win? What do you need to do to make that next step?
To win, I need to get more consistent at everything. As I said, my last race was my first time running in the front pack. So I was more just trying to stay with that pack than actually race them because it's my first time. I don't know like the etiquette because it changes based on the back of the pack to the front. I believe that the front is more cleaner with their racing than the back.
Mm,
The back, it's a lot of pushing and shoving, and
yeah,
so I'm just trying to find that balance of aggression and not being rude or whatever.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, the people I'm racing, I still have to talk to after the races. So I don't want to wreck them and then have to hear what they have to say after that.
Yeah. What's your long-term goal? Is it to progress from karts to cars or get into single-seaters?
My long-term goal is kind of just stay in this championship. While
Okay.
I'm in a really good area for racing and progression, arguably like capital of motorsports in the United States over here. It's still just really hard, and it's not something I want to pursue.
Have you heard of the American Electric Kart Championship?
I've not, no.
It's a new initiative which should be rolled out by the end of the year. And apparently these are going to be some of the fastest karts in the world. So they're using quite advanced battery technology, and the power output, will give around 100 miles an hour, or about
Wow.
160 kph. So for electric karts, that's very competitive, and especially a lot faster than even some of the two-stroke karts you see nowadays in Miami or Rotax. But yeah, I think in the next few months you should see a lot of promotion about that, and they're hoping to get drivers join. But electric karts will be very interesting to see how the handling will be compared to obviously the gas ones. I think purely with the power output, having that instant acceleration, and I think a lot more shaking as well in these karts.
Yeah, I just found their website. They're going to my track. Their schedule is released.
Yeah, that's it. So is that Kansas City, your track?
No, North Carolina.
North Carolina. Okay.
Yeah.
What's the track name?
Trackhouse Motorplex, but I can assume it's North Carolina because there's only one go-kart track in our state.
Yeah.
So
I'll keep you posted, because I'm planning to come to the States next month under their initiative. Actually, they've reached out to me, and they want to do some kind of a test day. So hopefully it'll be a chance to record some footage, try out the karts. Once I have more details of the exact location and dates, I'll definitely let you know. If it's nearby, it'd be nice to meet up as well and maybe do some racing.
all right.
But they're running at different tracks around the state. So once I have confirmation, then I guess we'll have an exact location in mind.
Yeah.
All right. So Austin, do you have any footage, or you just
I
joined?
do, yeah.
You do.
Yeah, I'll send some in.
Just prepare the link. What we'll do is we'll get started with some of the other drivers who've submitted it so far. Just give me 1 second as I'm just referring to the chat here. We've got a couple of people commenting. So we had another Matthias Sandak. He said he's got some footage. Can you join? Of course, you can join. I've put that link to join the academy in the chat. So just click the link. It's free to join. Sign up, and I'll admit you. You can join this discussion. Ariane as well. Can you check out Santa Clara K1 Speed Track and tell me the fastest way around it? My friends keep beating me there. Be sure to hop on this discussion by joining the academy. Let me just respond to your message over here. And I'll review it with you. Perfect. And then we had Arnav. I showed you videos to my friend who was karting for the first time. That's awesome. There's lots of videos actually he can almost binge watch, and they'll all be applicable to, I'm sure, his next session that he does, whether it's about overtaking, defending, braking, all these different things. We got a good question from Eagle. How long do I have to wait to admit or join the academy? I'm going to do that right away, actually. Let me just see who's requested. We've got Matthias over here, and we've got Hassan as well. So just submit your entry, and then I'll just admit you pretty much right away. And in between, once we review people's things, we'll have a refer back to the chat as well. Keep your questions coming. And yeah, we love more and more people to join. So once you join the academy, on the landing page, you'll see the pinned comment for today's track help session. It'll have the Google Meet link, and then you can just join in like that. Marcel, I just saw your message now. No worries at all.
No, but it's nice to know that I'm not leaving without saying anything. So
No, let's get started actually. Kalis, since you submitted yours first, let's just open up your footage. So we're gonna admit a couple more drivers. Hey, what's up, Matthias?
Hey, I sent over 2 links from the one on the map of the track
Yep.
and one about a lap time that I found, but it is on a PDF on the comment of track helper session, the last comment. Okay.
Noted. The last comment. What we're gonna do, Matthias Barbosa, is we'll come to your footage after we watch Kalis's one now. And then
Okay.
we've got another Matthias Sandak. What's up, Matthias?
Yeah. Hello, guys.
Where are
thanks
you joining
for-
us from?
Yeah, I'm from Argentina. So yeah, sorry for my English. It's not really good, but I'll try my best.
Welcome. I think you guys are near each other, right? Matthias Barbosa and
Yes.
Sandak is
we are very
Argentina and
near.
Brazil.
Oh, okay.
Is it the same dialect? Is it Portuguese that you speak in this area, or
I think Argentina speaks Spanish and Brazil speaks Portuguese, but depends on the region. You can speak both languages. Is next up to the border. So I don't know.
right.
Yeah, in Argentina we speak Spanish all over the country.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. But they're very similar, Portuguese and Spanish, right?
Yeah,
Similar
yeah.
words.
They share a lot of things.
All right. So Matthias, is it Sandak? Can I refer to you as?
Yeah, it's so my surname is from Poland. It's Sandax.
Sandax. Got
Yeah,
that. I just referred to your surname so we don't confuse
Okay,
the
sure.
two of you whilst we chat. If you have a direct YouTube link to that footage you mentioned about in the chat, just be sure to send a link to it on the Academy post, and then we can go through it hopefully.
Okay, I'll send it right now.
All right, Kalis, back to you, as we've done about a lap at Al Ain, and it looks like this is a chaotic race. You said. Talk us through it. Brief us on what's going on.
If you see the first lap, I tried to overtake on the inside from 2 pro karts. They shunt me onto the curb. I'm on that elevated part of the ground. I hit those black lines, those markers.
Did we miss it?
Yeah, you missed it. It's in the first round.
So let's go back, because I was just wondering. I'm sure. Awesome. So this is the 2 carts in front, right?
Yeah, these are pro karts, I think. Yeah, they're pro.
Okay.
You can see I tried to overtake on the inside. They squeeze me in. I'm on the thing.
Whoa. But to be fair, these are slightly faster, right? Adult carts, I presume.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like that. So how come they mixed you guys in the session?
They always do. It's not like the proper adult carts. The proper adult carts are like RD1. They go like almost twice the speed as mine.
All right. Is it like that?
Yeah. These ones just go like a tiny bit faster than mine.
Not bad. So this was a evening session. How sort of busy does it get at this time? And which day was it, by the way?
It's incredibly busy.
Mm-hmm.
There was like 15 people over there.
Overall, how was the kart in the session? Which number did you take?
57.
Is that
yeah.
what you normally take?
Yeah, I try other carts, but they end up almost stalling on each corner.
Okay. Right. So you found that 57 is the meta, basically.
Yeah.
I think it's fine to take a faster car, especially if there's lots of drivers, because what will happen is you can pass them easier, just so that you got more speed, and you can practice overtaking. So you've already made a couple of moves. Uh, this is a typical session for best lap time, right?
Yeah.
So what did you end up with in terms of your best lap?
Best lap 121.18.
Excellent. So we're getting back down.
Wait,
We're
no,
getting
wait, no.
again.
122.18. I messed up.
122.8. Okay, not bad. That's still close to your PB, which is a 121, right?
Yeah.
You can't expect to get a PB every time, especially when it's in a busy session like this. You got lots of drivers who are maybe slightly slower. You got to pass them, and to pass them, look, you have to go off the line. So really, the best lap times will come when the track generally is slightly cooler and you have a clear run. So there's maybe 2 or 3 guys on track with you. How was the weather yesterday?
Other, it was like okay.
Was it humid?
It was. It wasn't humid. It was hot. It was like 40 degrees.
Right, same. In our track in Lusail, it was about 40 degrees, but it's very humid yesterday. So what happened was the engine over here couldn't breathe. The carts were about 1 to 2 seconds off the normal lap times. And the night before that, so we're talking Friday, it was a lot cooler and there was no humidity. So we were lucky on Friday that there was a clear track. Actually, in one of the sessions, I was the only one out there. So we were able to push for the fastest lap with one of the quick carts. Come the next day, slightly more humid. Timings are completely off, albeit the track was a bit more busy, but similar to what we're seeing in your video, it's a good chance to practice overtaking. Do you have any friends you drive with, since you're going
No.
regularly, or any other regular drivers who also?
Yeah. No.
I reckon you'll find more of them maybe in the adult carts once you are eligible to drive them, because there should be some kind of a league or weekly practice that they organize at Al Ain.
No, they don't.
Okay. Check with the staff there, because
Okay.
I'm surprised that there's no regular guys. That normally there's a group of them who'll have their own equipment, things like that, and generally they'll book sessions like you do every week.
Yeah.
What was the
I think like some people like come regularly every like winter, like around that time.
Okay. Yeah, well, exactly. In summer, it's when everyone tends to travel, and also it's just really hot, so people don't usually come out. Here's some nice moves we're making. Caught up to a lot of lap traffic, about 6 carts, and this is always nice to make your way through. It's a bit of action. What's your sort of mindset when you're passing traffic like this?
So like first I use like tunnel visioning, my main thing.
Okay.
Then I see which side is like which is better, like overtaking from the inside or the outside.
Yeah.
So like first I
So-
think I have to like I check how they're driving like currently.
Yeah.
Then I use that knowledge to like predict their next moves and then just change my route according to that.
That's awesome. This is a really nice move. You're staying on your line. We're approaching the driver in the red. They're obviously less experienced. They're moving around on the track. What you do here is you make a decision. Shall I go right? Shall I go left? And you decide to just cut across the left. You got more speed, take the shorter distance, and you pass him. Over here, you got the driver in front.
This guy just goes off track, so like I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, because his entry is very tight for the hairpin. So you're generally sticking to a wider line. So you're going to prepare a switchback. He overshoots, he goes off the line, and you're able to pass him nicely. That's 2 moves already within a couple of corners. We're catching up to the driver in the blue very quickly. You made a very nice move here to go to the left because suddenly the driver just cut to the right. I think just by looking at this, maybe you want to stay on your line, which would be tighter, and you'd go to the right, but you would have been blocked off. So very good anticipation. Carrying that speed, quickly just about make our way through the driver in the green. Bit of a
I think the
squeeze there.
driver in the green was a mini driver, like a
Yeah. He's a lot shorter, so he looks like he's maybe 10 or 11.
I don't
Young
think it was
driver.
a boy actually. I think it was a girl. I don't
Oh,
know.
it was a female driver. Okay. Not bad. And then really nice move around the outside over here. So what happened was you revert back to your line. This is pretty much full send. Instead of taking the tighter line, you decide to use the road on the outside and sweep across.
And one
So
thing I've noticed about overtaking on that corner, especially even when you're overtaking from the inside or outside,
Yeah.
you have to like brake and make the cart almost fully stop.
Ah, okay. So were you braking there?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. So you're braking early on entry, slowing it down, then you're getting back on the speed. And you can see on the top right, we're approaching at about 70 kilometers an hour. Speed reduces on entry to about 55. And then you're back on. It's also the angle, right, that you take this
Yeah.
corner, because it's pretty much compromised with a
Mhm.
driver on the inside. So by going on the outside, you'll have generally less grip. So you have to be a bit more cautious. I think what was really good with that pack of traffic is there was as less time lost as possible. And that's exactly what you want to do when you go up against, amateur drivers or drivers who are less experienced. Make it a
Yeah.
challenge. How quickly can I overtake them?
Yeah, this upcoming person was really hard to overtake.
All right.
His defensive
So
lines were just amazing.
he's at a decent pace because,
No, he's in a pro kart,
so he's slightly faster, right?
but
Makes
I still
sense.
caught up.
Let's see. Took a couple of laps, closing the distance down. He'll most definitely gain on the straights, but I think in the corners is where you're catching him. Let's
Yeah.
just watch over here. Coming through the middle part of the track now. Yep, you can see he's in a faster car. He's really drifting it through some of the corners, and you're definitely gaining. But on the exits, he's got more speed, so he'll just pull away.
Yeah.
But in the
And
corner,
one thing I've noticed about these, like the randoms that come drive,
Yeah.
but even if they see someone gonna overtake from the inside, they immediately cut to the inside. Just like even if you're there, they just slam you off track, and that's what happens. Later,
okay.
I get
Right.
slammed off track, and I somehow get blacked. I don't know how.
Let's see what happens. This is a nice comparison. Junior kart versus adult kart. See in the corners, look at that, really gaining on him. But then on exit, he just pulls away. He's pulling away. He's pulling away. He'll really pull away now because it's a long straight. Look at that. The difference in speed between the two karts is really shown there. But now it's interesting. You take this tighter line for turn one. I think you've got the hang of it now.
Yeah.
Gain a bit of time there, which is nice. Now the technical part of the track, so definitely you'll get a lot closer. You see how he's carrying a bit too much speed on entry, so he's drifting on a lot of the corners. I don't know if that's intentional or meaning he just wants to have some fun, or
People
he's-
like one of my friends that's gone here like once or twice. They intentionally drift. They think it
I've seen
go
that.
fast.
So here he'll really drift, I'm sure. Well, he slows it down at the apex, and I think you're just sticking on your line. You're letting him know that you're there. There we go. Got a nice run side by side. This is awesome. This is really, really nice driving. And then he just pulls away on the straights. Bit of human DRS, yeah?
Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. But definitely, it's not easy to pass with this layout, I would say, because this final sector, he's going to pull away again. Because this straight is really long, like, and it's wide as well. So look at that. From being almost bumper to bumper, he's pulled far away. Let's see what happens over here. You pass another lap cart. We got a bit more traffic now we're catching up to.
I think I overtake I overtake him for a bit, then I
Yeah.
overtake another random, and that just like it's like a blue shell basically. It just slows
Here we go. There's some more traffic.
here. Yeah.
Oh, nice move. And yeah, he got squeezed out there. And that was the move?
Yeah.
Beautiful. I think this was good anticipation because what you're doing here is you're analyzing the situation. Well, we got a cart here. Let's disregard them. They're a bit slower. Cut to the left-hand side. So you pass the cart on the right now. Guy in the white, guy in the red. Let me stick on my line. I need to get close to the inside apex. So you close the distance to the left. Drive in front goes wide. You're early on the acceleration and you slip through that gap, which is really, really nice. How did you hold them off after this?
My normal lines.
Awesome. Let's just watch over here. We got another lap cart as well. Yeah, really catching up to him. And you're able to actually get past him without too much hassle, which really helps. Especially when you're in a battle like that, the moment you can clear the lap cart quickly, you've then left it on the driver behind to do all the work and hope they get stuck behind and caught up. And I think that's what happened. And that is a nice end to the session. So is it 15 minutes each race at the line? That was awesome. And you're going to be going back next week?
Yeah. For sure.
That is awesome. That is awesome. Thank you so much for sharing, Kalis. Are there any questions before we move on?
Yeah, no questions, but yeah, thanks.
It's a pleasure. You could stay around on the live if you want to continue watching. Otherwise, we're going to move on to the next drivers. And we have got a couple of new drivers. Welcome, Hassan. What's up, Hassan?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Hassan. Where are you joining us from?
I'm from Denmark, and I drive in like a big indoor track called a race hall in Denmark.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Is this the first time you're joining Track Help?
Yeah, because I've seen your videos for a while. Your tips really helped me in terms of braking and finding the best lines and all that. And
Awesome.
At the moment, I have some footage, but it's old. But I think next week I will come with some new footage.
Yeah.
That, just so I can get some help. But right now I just really have just one question. Normally when I get, into a race, it takes me about 5 to 10 laps to really get my lap times to be good.
Yeah.
So I'm just wondering if there's any good way to, get your lap times faster, quicker. Does it make sense?
It's a great question, and a common question drivers will have, especially when they're getting started in karting. How long have you driven at that track?
Right now I have driven since April. No, I think April. I went there weekly about there because I have joined a club there. So
Super.
there's other drivers as well. But in terms of karting, I karted a bit when I was 10. Also, I haven't karted that much.
Yeah. And when you do that race that you're talking about, is it at this same track, the indoor track?
Yeah, we have like a monthly Grand Prix.
Yep.
Where you have a couple of heats in between.
Yeah.
But my question is mainly just not even in race, but also just in practice session. I feel like it takes a lot of time for me to get my lap times to be good.
Yeah.
And I'm just wondering if
Re-
there's anything I
reason
can
I'm
do.
asking this, and it's important for me to know as well, is how often you've driven that layout. Does it change?
No, it
Around
doesn't
Toronto,
change.
it's a fixed layout.
It's fixed, completely fixed.
That's awesome. So basically, you have done some weekly training, right? There,
Yeah,
you've gotten more used to the track.
I have some pictures of my lap times if you want to see.
Yeah, absolutely. You could share that after. But the key
Yeah.
thing with getting comfortable is number one, driving often, as you're already doing, but then also driving different karts in your practice sessions. Are you
Yeah.
taking a new kart every time you sort of practice there?
Yeah, like it's not you that decide the cards, it's like the people there.
Generally, it'll be a different kart each time.
Yeah, almost every time.
That's the most important thing. See, in karting, it's all about building up that experience. The one way to do it is, by doing weekly practice sessions. You'll probably are you alone on track during this, or is it a smaller group?
It depends, because sometimes when I book like, it's called Formula 1 style, where basically 10-minute
Awesome.
qualifyings and 20-minute race. But most of the times, there's just not enough people, so just laps we drive. There's no qualifying or race.
Yeah. Well, that's great for getting used to the track, learning different lines, trying to improve your timings. And that way you can get used to obviously the flow of the track. Especially once you do, you go beyond 6 months at one track and you do that regularly, you should pretty much feel out every corner. And there's fine margins that you're chasing. Now, to change that approach, start doing more competitions where it's a race scenario. This time, rather than going for best lap time, it's for position. Are those sort of the races you do also?
Yeah,
Races for position.
in our club we have like a monthly Grand Prix. There's no in July, but I've also signed up over there. There's something called like a series for the elites.
Yeah.
So I've joined that as well, and there it's gone pretty great. But in terms of my club, I'm at the bottom. So, but in terms of the bottom,
Give it some more time.
yeah,
And I
that's
think
what
the main focus is now getting as much race experience with advanced drivers, right? What you'll do and notice is you'll learn different techniques from them just by following them on track.
yeah.
Whoever it is, whether you're at the back of the field, middle of the field, maybe even at the front of the field, there'll always be a group of drivers who you're generally going to be on similar pace with, and some who are faster. And when it comes to a race day, getting into the flow of things, as you mentioned, you're struggling with the first 5 to 10 laps. Sometimes it's a mental thing as well, just because the pressure is a bit different. And sometimes, you can also overthink because of what's at stake. Oh, it's a competition now. I got to push a bit harder. And that's normal. Of course, as a driver, you want to give it your best out there. But things like staying calm, relaxed, trusting your line, trusting your practice as well, which you've obviously done plenty of laps from before, can help. But also, I think we just lost someone there. No worries. But also with being aggressive in the race. How do you find race starts? Do you find that you're
I mean,
a bit cautious and people are bumping you around? And
it depends on the driver really, because if I'm at my club, for example, here today actually we had I'm in the upper or the middle class, if you can say that, and then there's a lower, and then there's like an elite series, if you can say that. And I'm basically at the middle where the most drivers are. But today, because it's summer break, it's basically the middle and the lower, and there I have a little harder time to trust the people that I'm driving, because I feel I also experience where I dive bomb someone, but they didn't see it coming because they were a little less experienced. So they kind of just turned into me. It didn't hurt anything, but still. but I'm trying to, when it's better drivers, I'm trying to trust them, because I know they are about the same as me. So I'm trying to trust that they're gonna brake at about the same time that I will, so I don't have to brake any earlier. Does it make sense?
And it sounds like this is all typical racecraft things. You see, in racecraft, it's not even about how quick you are on one lap. It's how you can be clean as a driver, how you can be effective and efficient in your overtakes, or even when it's defending. Sometimes you might just be faster than the driver in front, but they're defending in such a way where there's no clear gap to go through,
Yeah.
or it may look like there's a gap that presents itself. You go for it, and suddenly, they've turned in, and it looks like you've bumped them or you've been aggressive. So what you'll find is when you're attacking, generally there'll be more pressure on the driver in front.
Yeah.
And especially when you're catching them and you get closer and closer, they're going to feel that pressure more and more. And eventually, drivers make mistakes. They might brake a bit late and they go deep in the corner. That presents opportunity. They might even, carry too much speed through a corner. That causes them to slide. Presents opportunity. Sometimes just being patient and sticking on their bumper, especially on the straights, even if you want to give them a bit of a bump, let them know you're there. These are small tactics which psychologically have a big impact on the driver in front. And you'll find once you sit behind patiently, give them a few bumps on the rear. I'm not talking about barging to them. It's
Draft
just
is what it's called.
even a bump draft. Yeah.
Yeah, bump draft. Yeah, exactly.
Psychologically, that messes with them. They think, this guy's on my back, he's quick, and you'll force them into a mistake, and you'll feel that by being patient, it's almost effortless because the opportunity to overtake will appear so nicely. On other times, it's important you're aggressive, you get your elbows out a bit. Feel free to go for dive bombs and things like that, as long as it's controlled aggression. You don't want to be dive bombing, taking people out, or going for unrealistic moves.
Yeah.
And the way you develop this racecraft is by doing regular races. It'll help that each time you sort of set certain objectives. So where are you currently finishing position-wise in these races?
Well, in terms of in my club, I'm in the middle class. I'm not that good at English, but in the middle class, I'm generally at the bottom. So I'll get like
so like
almost
position in terms of numbers, which position are you finishing, and out of how many drivers?
I can just check real quick in my last race. Yeah, well, the last one, there were 23 drivers, and I finished 22nd, it's called. Yeah, 22nd.
Okay, out of
26? 23.
Out of 23.
Yeah.
Okay, so the good news is you just got to work forward now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Every position better than 22nd from now on is an improvement. And when you were battling, who were the main drivers? Was it just 21st position, or was there a bigger group, let's say 20th, 19th, 18th? Were they in your...
I mean, yeah,
Absolutely.
as a January, that was more that I just showed. It was just more in terms of times, in terms of, but normally I'm just at the bottom, and it's sometimes it's a small battle between maybe the top 5 bottom, about there where we
Okay,
are
top 5
like,
bottom, yeah.
about there. But it's not all of the time. Sometimes it's just the guy in front, or you just have to defend from the guy behind.
Yeah. Well, what you want to do is, keep on trying your best in those kinds of battles. And then you also ultimately want to find a way of where you're losing time to the top drivers, who are in that top 10, top 5. Because normally there'll be something either in your line or maybe some certain braking point or how much speed you carry in a corner where you'll be losing over the course of a lap.
Yeah.
There's a reason why they're able to be, a few tenths of a second quicker every lap. And the moment you can identify that in your driving and start making changes to it, you'll find that you're going to bypass all these drivers who you're stuck behind at the moment, and easily, you go
Yeah.
from 22nd up to 15th, and then 15th to top 10, and then you slowly make progress like that. Do you have any footage of these races? You said you did have a clip.
I have a lot of footage at the moment, but it's old footage. That's the problem. I think it's just I was just a bit worse back then.
Okay.
But also so that's the main reason. But I think I will race here the next Sunday, and probably
Awesome.
not race. It's not race, but it's just practice.
Yeah.
At a club, and then also practice here in this week as well. So I will get some footage for the next time.
Please do so, because I think
Yeah.
that's the next step after this, is if we can just go through your footage and see some things you can maybe try to implement for the next time,
Yeah.
and see if that makes a difference in terms of timings, in terms of catching people in front. But it's really a great question you said, because you can also, if you're struggling to get into the groove of things, establish some kind of a routine, whether that's a mental routine. It's something you try to do every race, which gets you into the zone. And then when it's time to race, you're just focused in front. And really, when you're starting from the back of the grid, you should always just focus in front. It's a bit different when you're starting on pole position, because you've technically got it all to lose. You get a bad start, the guys behind will pass you. So going forward, you can also benefit from other people crashing out. I mean, I'm not sure how.
Yeah, I experienced it once where there was a guy crashing out,
Yeah.
and I mean, I technically benefited from it because I was last at the time, but then I just became second last.
Yeah, there you go. And lap one people are also very aggressive. So if you're able to just find your way through the pack, it's the best chance to, make up some places, and then try and consolidate, and ultimately hold on to that position. Maybe even try and work together with somebody.
Yeah.
And when you're trying to improve your driving as well, it's always good to just follow drivers in front. They might be slightly faster, but in that moment when you're following them, you pick up different things on their line.
Yeah.
You'll see where they're hitting the apex. You'll see where they're braking, they're turning.
Yeah.
And it's all about that experience. So keep it going. And it's good you've got a routine of regular driving. Now it's just about trusting that process and adding in small things you can improve on for future sessions.
Yeah, because I saw one of your videos on how to start karting, and you said the first
Yeah.
year should just be on practice in itself, and then I saw it, and then I thought, it makes a lot of sense, to just get, because I have raced before. I also went to karting like regularly when I was about 10 years old, but then I kind of stopped.
All right.
So yeah, I understand that the first year should be on practice.
Absolutely.
I also feel like in terms of pace wise, I feel like this track, it's very technical. There's almost and I don't, if you can, I can actually just give you a name. They actually have the track layout.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Give me just 2 sec.
Just whilst you do that, we'll just go to the chat. We've got Contrail. What's up, Contrail? Welcome back. I believe you are joining from Align. Seems whenever we review Kalis's footage, you've got some handy inputs to put for that. And of course, you could join in. I believe if you've put a request in so far, I've admitted everyone. So I just need to confirm what your name is. Contrail. If you're Christian Lozano or Muhammad Khan, those are the last two people who've requested to join. Hassan.
Yeah.
He's a
Sorry, go for it, Kalis.
Contrail is Muhammad Khan. He's a friend of mine.
Okay, that's awesome. I was wondering every time you're on, he's there in the chat. So it's nice to see that he's joined.
Yeah.
So which one did you share, Hassan? Race
Yeah,
Hall.
if you just
Is it?
search
Yeah.
that up, you'll just go into images. It will pop up right up.
Oh, perfect. We got it over here. Let's just quickly go through this because we've managed to locate the track.
Yep.
And
So-
honestly, this is a very, very technical track.
Yeah, exactly. And the
wow,
thing,
wow, that looks amazing.
yeah, it really is. And the grip as well. They've used some kind of asphalt, which basically gives it more grip in the track.
Yeah.
So it's really amazing to drive in terms of, because the club that I was where I was 10, it was really bad because there was no grip at all.
Yeah.
And the floor was just terrible. But here they really made it good. But the thing is, I just feel like I'm very off the pace because it just in lap wise.
Of a 19-year-old.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's fine. You can just watch the video.
I've just put this on because once you talk over, we've got some visual understanding. Hopefully
Yeah,
just
it
give
makes
it a
sense.
second or two.
Too heavy, too much understanding.
All right, this is just a voiceover. Yeah, you were saying.
Oh, I would say yeah.
Although you're 22nd.
Yeah, I'm 2 seconds off the pace per lap about.
Okay.
And in terms of, I know this is the best times ever, but my best is like a 1:16.5, and the best ever is like a 1:13.9. I know
Wow.
I'm still learning,
Yep.
but I still feel like it's a lot, a lot from the pace.
Yeah, there's a lot of time to catch, but also 1:13 for indoor track is massive actually. I think the biggest indoor track I did was 52 seconds. So
Yeah.
this is huge. Just looking at this
Yeah, exactly.
warehouse, I mean it's massive.
It's
And some clean footage as well. I see that you got a timing screen.
yeah. I also
So handy.
you can also this is an older video, but you can also put your phone on, and then via their app you can actually check lap by lap what your lap times is.
Wow,
Because
wow.
the finish line actually the start and finish lines are 2 different things. So
Really?
yeah. So if you just go a little more forward,
Yep.
just a little more, little more. Yeah. After the straight, yeah. Here, this is the finish line, and then after these 2 corners, if you just go a little more. So this is the finish line, and then you just go further, a little more. Here you can see where you need to be lined up.
Yep.
And the start line starts right in this corner.
Wow, wow. So the lap time starts from here and it'll end at the
end of the
other
straight.
one. So it will not end over here.
No.
That is first time I've seen a karting track like that. That's amazing. So technically, all of this that we've gone through, basically, there's going to be a finish line here, right? Just coming up.
Yeah.
So the lap ends over here.
Yeah, right here.
And then all of this section is not counted.
Nope, it's not.
So it lets you prepare the lap.
Yeah.
basically.
Also, it's also so if you just pause it right there.
Sorry.
Can you see? Just a little more. There's like a big board, like a big blackboard, just hanging. Can you see?
Yeah.
Yeah,
This one.
it's just to signal for people to go into the pit. So it's also, so they don't have to drive another lap around then to go into the pit. So they can just
Okay.
really go in.
That's a very interesting concept. And it's awesome that they've got this. How many seconds do you reckon? It's about 10 seconds, right? Between or just under from the finish line until
about there. But
So
also
you got-
it's also very important to set yourself up to the straight, because
Exactly.
I also experience in the straights I lose a lot of time. I also have this, problem kind of is that I'm running about 10 to 12 kilos overweight just because of my weight, which is a problem because normally people they drive at 75 kilos. It's mandatory.
Yeah.
In my club, but because a weight issue, if you can say that, I'm running about 85, 87. So
And is there any minimum weight for these competitions?
yeah, the minimum weight is 75, but the elite series that it's outside of my club, that is 85. So there I'm
Okay.
actually more competitive.
Yeah, absolutely, because the weight will have an impact. But just looking at this track, though, it looks like one of these typical momentum tracks where
Yeah.
you have to keep the revs as high as possible. It's
Yeah, I saw
it's the
that
gas
video.
cards. You probably saw
Yeah.
how to overcome a weight disadvantage, right?
No, it's just
Oh, another one.
with braking because I don't want to do trail braking, but threshold braking because I need to keep
Yes.
my revs high. But
Yes,
I feel
yes,
like
yes.
that's also a problem for me. I feel like sometimes my revs just gets too much down.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
The thing with threshold braking is a general way of trying to keep the revs high. You'll change slightly from track to track. Sometimes you can get away just by lifting in a corner, especially if
Yeah.
you're a slightly heavier driver. What you'll find is you don't have to brake as much, especially when you got more weight. And some corners which you brake ever so slightly for, you can change by just lifting for.
Yeah.
I think whatever you do though, whenever you are looking to keep the revs high, do it early. Whether it's a lift early, or brake, just brake early. Because the moment you brake too late, you carry too much speed on corner entry, and that's when you start sliding the cart or drifting, and that kills that momentum. So it's about how can I slow the cart down before the corner and get onto the gas as soon as possible.
Yeah.
And ideally, you want to be on the gas before the apex, the inside edge.
Yeah.
That way you're building speed and you're accelerating out to the corner.
Yeah, but as I can actually give, for example, this corner that's coming up.
Yep. Fast right.
Yeah, this right one. I just press the brake slightly, and then I have enough. I can just rotate into the corner.
Beautiful.
And this next one, these S's, I can just take them straight.
Mhm.
Maybe just lift a little bit, or just a quick tap on the brakes.
Yeah.
Because there's so much grip, but yeah.
And it's a nice combination, especially here. This looks like slightly wide entry, just like the driver on board is doing. As you said, a tap of the brakes or even a lift, and then get back onto the gas as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Get that exit speed as high as possible as well. I think this is a really nice track to review. So hopefully for next time, if you've got some footage as you
I
planning
will
to
be
record,
there next time.
would love to review that, and just share a link to it, a YouTube link.
Yeah, I will.
On the Academy page.
Okay.
Are there any
I will.
questions, Hassan?
No, that was pretty much it. It was just also next time I'll come with a video, and then we can review it a little more.
No, thank you so much for joining again, and
thank you very much for listening.
As I mentioned to the other drivers, if you want to stay on the live meeting, you can go for that and listen in. But until next week, hopefully we'll meet next time.
Thank you very much.
Take care. All right, let's just stop the sharing over here. Just give it one moment, guys. Let's admit Contrail. Hey, what's up, Contrail? Can you hear us?
Hello.
Welcome, Contrail. Is it Muhammad actually?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Muhammad, welcome. Muhammad, you're a driver at Al Ain Raceway, is that correct?
Yeah, I've raced at like Dubai, Yas Marina, Ain.
All of the top tracks then in UAE.
Yeah.
Al Fursan?
Yep.
Oh, you're an OG then. Are you
I don't
in?
like Al though. It hurts my neck too much.
Are you in Rotax or Ayami?
Yes, Rotex Senior.
Rotax Senior. And how many years have you been doing it for?
1 season so far.
Okay. Which team are you with?
I was in fourth, but now I left. I was gonna go to Mina, but I didn't.
Yeah. In December, right?
Yep, I was nominated, but I was not local, so I couldn't go.
Oh, okay. They didn't. I think in the MENA rules, unless you hold the nationality of that country, you can't score points.
Yeah,
You
they
can
just
join,
changed
points don't.
they changed their rules since last year, because now you have to pay, I think, 20,000 real to actually enter MENA.
Independently, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
you're with
it's
the country that actually joins.
honestly the MENA Championship is all about the Nations Cup. So what you'll find is across all the categories, from micro to DD2, and even in RD1, each country will score points. Obviously, the more drivers you have in each category, the more points you'll score, and then you can win the Nations Cup. And they've got certain rules about that. But let's see. Are you planning to join for this year? In a couple of months?
Sorry?
Are you planning to join the MENA this year? In a couple of months?
Hopefully.
That's awesome. Would love to welcome you to the track. You can probably
Yep.
see my virtual background behind me. That's from last year's MENA Championship. So that's all that's waiting for you if
Hope
you
so.
come down. And I heard you're good friends with Kalis. Is that right? You
Yes.
race together, or you know each
Never
other?
raced together yet. Well, we were gonna yesterday, but it was just due to some mishaps we couldn't.
Gotcha. I got your comment in the YouTube live,
Yeah.
and you were asking about leaning. Do you currently lean when you
Oh, it was just a
drive?
joke from a friend that knows you.
Oh, okay. Oh, who
Yeah.
is it?
He's like, should I lean in or lean out?
It's always the question on drivers' minds. For new drivers who are completely new to karting, they actually tend to lean in. If you watch a lot of the rental sessions, you'll see people lean into corners.
Mostly, usually, I just keep my body in the middle. Never lean in.
Honestly, in race karts, it's best to keep neutral, just because of the excessive grip that you have. And you'll find even when you start leaning out a lot, it'll really lift that inside rear tire, because the chassis is much lighter than a rental car. And if you watch from outside, yeah, there's this huge shift of weight transfer on karts when you lean out. So being neutral generally is the way to go. Of course, as you know from race karts, when you have different tires start to wear out as well. That's also a chance where you could start using your body a bit more. Fresher the tires, less you do it. More worn out the tires, and you need more grip, then you can maybe start adding in.
Only thing
But
that moves on my body is just usually my neck. At times, starts to move a little bit.
yeah, that's pretty much as much as you want to go. So how's the season like there? Is it from September to May or September to April?
This year, starting September, first race is 15th or I think 20th of September, and then there's 8 rounds. 1 round's in Muscat.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and one of the rounds is actually on my birthday, so that's pretty cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, and it ends off in April next year.
How did last season go?
Last season, it was pretty horrendous and pretty good. 50-50.
What was the highlights?
Highlights, just got out of the novice plate. First race out of the
Yeah.
novice plate.
That's awesome.
Finished 7th out of 35 drivers in the final.
That's super. So you must know some of the drivers from Qatar. Badr Salaiti.
I crashed with him
Tamim.
a couple of times.
You crashed it.
Yep.
I'll ask you about that next time.
Fight for P3 and then we touched.
Okay. Was it a big crash?
Both our chassis bent.
Yeah, I think I heard about that when it was it in Yas?
It was in a lane.
It was Al Ain. Okay.
It was a fun invitational race that we were having in March in Ramadan. So,
Right.
Yep.
What about Tamim and Taha? They also.
Tamim, never actually fought with him. He was actually more towards the back. And Taha fought a little bit with him, but not that much.
Well, in MENA, inshallah, if you join this year, you can have that battle with them again, and you can do it on the Lusail track. Yeah, have you?
I heard the curves are really bad there.
It's not that bad. It's a bit different to Dubai, meaning the shape of it. So it just means strict track limits. See, before people would cut the track a lot and things like that, but once you get the hang of it, it's really nice. If you check on YouTube, there's a couple of onboard videos of the road
all
tracks.
I see is people doing switchbacks, nothing else.
That's pretty much the layout. It's not ideal for DD2 where you want to shift and things like that, but direct drive karts, it's physical. There's a couple of places to overtake, and yeah, it's all about the lines, especially in
That's why there was a
2 and
massive
3.
flip in DD2 last year in Mina.
Yeah, and they caught it on the live stream.
I saw
The
it,
guy
yeah.
came rolling over, but thankfully he was okay. And yeah, I mean that's the first hairpin, which people dive bomb a lot. So you got to be mindful of that. But yeah, keep an eye out on last year's live stream. That had some very nice footage, and inshallah again this year there'll be more drivers, and it'll be much better as well.
Yeah, just
Was there
skim through the
anything?
8 hours
Yeah,
of the stream.
sorry.
Just skim through the 8 hours of stream.
They run it from morning till evening. I think on both days. But before that, there's a lot of practice days as well, which is not documented. Was there anything else, Mohammed? You want to ask?
I'm just exporting some clips, and I was wondering if I just join, I might as well just like have some fun and help like let you analyze some of it. So I'm just waiting for it to export through the
Yeah,
camera.
sure. If you're able to share like a YouTube link, then we
I
can.
will do that. I will let it export to my computer and then upload it to YouTube.
Perfect. Guys, we're gonna move on to the next driver. So we got Austin, we've got Matthias Sandak, and just before we move on to them, what's up, Aryan? Thank you for joining. Can you hear us, Aryan? All right. No worries. We'll come back to you when you're able to put your mic on. Just send us a notification in the chat. So Austin, Matthias, and Matthias Barbosa, who would like to go next? Who's short for
May I
time?
go next? I'm very short for
Alright.
time. I have church.
Let's
I have church
go for
later.
it, Matthias Barbosa. Let's do it. And I
Okay.
think we're excited to see what you've got from today, because last week we did a nice analysis of one of the clips. Where is the footage? Is there any footage for this track?
There's a file of all 8 megabytes on the comment I posted around an hour ago.
Yeah.
on-
Gotcha. Just clicking download over here, because it didn't allow me to preview it. Let's see.
Yeah, there
it
is.
comes
I
up.
think there is no preview.
Which lap is this that you're showing us? It's a
This
different
is
layout, right?
Yeah, it's a very different layout. It remembers a lot Hungary track, because when you get to you pass through the start line on the same place where it will, I think, always it will be on the most south part of the track, and then you go and you get to another straight that it remembers a lot the layout of Zandvoort,
Right.
but the start is not on the actual place. It's like, let me see here, because
I think you can even annotate, right? Maybe on the screen. Don't know if you can draw on this track layout. The screen that I'm sharing, can you draw on it? Let's see.
Let me see. How can I draw on the track? Do I have to? Can I click on it, or?
You know what I recommend? You share your screen. Are you on a laptop?
Yeah, I'm laptop.
Awesome. So if you share your screen with this track diagram, then you can draw on it. And once you do that, I'm just
Okay.
getting your video uploaded.
Let me see.
So click on share screen, and then there'll be the page. There we go. Yep, you're presenting.
Okay, now.
and then there should be like a pen symbol on the top left side.
Top left. There is no pen symbol. There is one to visit and one that's saying that I am presenting.
Okay, what about the bottom right-hand side of the track diagram? Is there any
Bottom-
symbols there?
I think not.
How
No,
are
there
you?
aren't.
How are you sharing? Is it your entire screen you clicked on?
I'm sharing through presentation.
Chrome
You are
tab?
presenting.
It's
So
a
like
Chrome tab, yeah.
it's a Opera tab.
Gotcha. Um, eh, do one thing. Stop sharing for a second,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna
Share the entire
try from my
screen
side.
or
Give me 1 second. So I'm gonna share it from mine. This is the tab share. Yeah. So basically, on the bottom right, it'll have this option. You see how I'm able to draw?
so I should share my
So share your
whole
screen, and then on the bottom
and-
right of that screen, it'll allow you. Let me stop presenting over it.
Okay. Let me see. Share the whole screen.
Share the whole screen, yeah. Hello, Mohammed. What's up?
Hello, how's it going?
Everything is well. Where are you joining us from, Mohammed?
My phone. Well, I think my friend who we've met invited me.
Oh,
He was
that's
like,
awesome.
"Yeah, you should join."
Is
Huh?
that Contrail who invited you?
Yep.
Awesome. So are you also a karting driver in UAE?
Yeah. I've been racing for the past few years. Rented, of course. I think I said to you back in Mina. Gave you the credit for a bit of help.
Muhammad Hani.
Yep.
You're Muhammad Hani.
Yeah. Maybe the profile photo doesn't represent since it's such an old one, but yeah.
Welcome. Of course, bro. We follow each other on Instagram as well, right?
Yeah.
Let me just confirm if this is the Muhammad Hani.
No, definitely.
You're with Ford Racing.
Well, not with them, but good relations, I guess, is what you could say.
Yeah. We did RD1 together.
Yeah.
Yeah,
quite
that's
fun, to be honest.
it's nice to catch up, bro.
here.
Honestly, we're looking forward to a few months' time when we can meet again. Are you planning to come to Mina again?
Yeah, absolutely, and hopefully, like with how next season's gonna plan out and everything, like on my end, hopefully, maybe go to the next step, which is senior.
Inshallah. I think it's a good transition. You've got experience on the track for Lusail, and then
Yeah.
just the speed is going to be a bit more in senior compared to RD1, but you're there to push. You're there to make the next step. How has the season been so far?
On my part, like how it's going. Well, I haven't been racing, of course. The seasonal championships and kart owners, like as in Rotax or Miami here, but
Okay.
I'll be starting soon. Hopefully, like I've got a lot of practice and test days, and practicing with some teams and all that.
Yeah.
But aside from that, hopefully, like I'll be joining next season Miami UAE. And senior, they're gonna have new engines and stuff with a team called AK, and hopefully
I heard those are going to be the really fast ones, right?
Yeah, I think like almost OK and level or something, but a little slower, of course, since it's on top level.
Let's hope the engine life is decent, because I know in IAM you have to rebuild every few hours, compared to Rotax, for example. But you should enjoy.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I already had fun with the X30s, so hopefully, like the S125s are good, and hopefully, well, as you said, engine maintenance, since that takes up a lot, also.
Yeah, that's a key part in owner carts. So Mohammed, what we're doing is just reviewing different drivers' footage. If you got any footage of your own you want to share, you can go ahead and share a link to that. We'll see how we are for time as well for today's session. But
no, don't worry. I'll just be hanging back, I guess, watching you guys.
You're welcome. No, you're welcome. You're welcome to join. What we got Matthias in the background. Matthias, I've managed to crop your clip, and I'm going to be uploading it, so we have a YouTube link. So if you go to your track diagram, Matthias, on the other tab, just
On
talk me
the
through talk me through that track layout, because you were comparing it to F1, you were comparing it to some of the corners are similar.
yeah, some of the corners are very similar. For example, on this here we can is the start line of the Hungary track. Then you
Yeah,
have the left turn and then the right turn. It looks a lot like Hungary. And there is this hairpin, and
yep,
it's like a straight. And then you have this left turn, which is gives to the main straight. And this would be, um, let me see here on the track.
Zandvoort, maybe? You were saying one of
It's
them?
the Hungaroring.
That's still the Hungaroring, okay.
So on the Hungaroring, you start right here. There is a
Yep.
left turn, one, third two of the Hungaroring. Then there is this one which we can probably assume is like something like turn 3, both of these.
Mhm.
Then there's a straight here. Then this would be something like turn 4. Then there is the straight to turn 5, turn 6, turn 7, turn 8, turn 9 right here. And then we finish the layout on this would be turn 13, turn 12, turn 11 probably.
True.
And then we have turn 14, which then there is this right here, which wasn't on the official layout. Turn 14 and turn 13. And then we finish the layout with Hungaroring, I think. It looks a lot
I
like
think it's
like the track.
yeah, and it's good that you've given us the visual of the track map. What I'm going to do is change over to my share screen. If you just stop sharing your screen, and then I'll put on the video footage now. So
Okay.
what we can do is put in the Chrome tab, put this lap in, and boom. This is of the regular driver. It's still the same guy, right? Do
Yeah,
we know his
same
name?
guy. No, I have to ask them next time I go there.
Give it a couple of seconds. It should stop lagging. Yeah, about now. This is a flying lap, and it's amazing how on this outdoor configuration they can change it so many different layouts. How many different layouts can you do?
I think
4 or
there
5?
is around 24.
Whoa, 24 different layouts. Yeah.
Yeah, like
I thought it was
guess
only
so.
4 or 5. Wow. No, that's quite impressive, I have to say. Well, the characteristics of the track are very similar to the one we reviewed last week. Of course, it's the same location. The track is made up of lots of tires as the limits,
Yes.
with some curbs at the inside. And this is a very quick lap again, only 47 seconds. And if we slow it down actually to about 0.5.
The video is much smoother than the last time.
Yes,
It-
the footage is a lot more stable as well. Turn 1, as we mentioned, fast left-hander. This looks a bit different to maybe it's the location of the track that I'm trying to
yes.
understand.
This
Yeah, because this
on
is
the previous track we will
yeah.
go straight,
Would-
and here we turn to the right.
Yeah. And essentially, what we're doing by turning right here is coming to the end of the last layout, right? We're cutting
Yes.
into that. So basically, it's a fast left into a right. What this driver is doing is
Yes.
taking the shortest distance, and yeah, you can see how he's coming tight to a lot of the corners. What he does is he opens up as we've got a long straight coming up now. I think it'll be interesting to change the share screen to the entire, and then we can do something like this. Zoom out. Beautiful. Let's get the epic pen up real quick. All right, so we've gone through turn 1, turn 2 into 3 and 4. We've gone past technical section, which is the 5 on the left over here. Mohammed, you have a question?
I just want to ask. So I actually have like lap. I would understand like by then, of course, after everyone
Yeah.
since priority first to send all that they've got, and if we could just review that.
Sure. You got a YouTube link to it?
Not, but is there like any way I could send it through the chat, like maybe here in the meeting?
Yeah, the thing is, when we share the screen, the YouTube links, whether it's public or unlisted, runs very smoothly. So if you are able to upload it to YouTube as an unlisted link, even if you don't want to put it public, then just share that link over on the chat.
All right, no worries. Thanks a lot.
No worries. So we're coming out of the first 5 corners, and we've basically got this flat out long straight. You can see my cursor on the left hand side. Technically, this is all flat out. We'll watch on the right hand side. The driver is taking the shortest path between the left-right. He's going to stay to the right hand side of the track using a pole of the entry because we got a tight hairpin turn over here. I think it's a tap of the brake, sharp rotation, mid apex he's taking. It's a very tight hairpin, and he's coming onto the back end of the lap. Let's just pause it there real quick. We got Aryan. What's up, Aryan? Can you hear us now?
Yeah.
Welcome, Aryan. Nice to hear your voice. Where are you joining us from?
Canada.
Awesome. I believe you wanted to go through a lap of K1 speed. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Awesome. Just stand by. We got a couple of drivers who we're reviewing their footage of. Hopefully, after Austin, we can come to you. All right.
I have a question though.
Go ahead.
How much horsepower are these cars?
The one that we're watching?
Yeah.
They're about 9 horsepower. I mean, unless Matthias has the exact specification.
Let me check. I
Matthias
think
Barbosa.
it was 9. There are 2 types of tracks.
Yeah.
There are 2 types of cars, I think. One is 9 and the other one has double the horsepower. So it's 18
Okay,
horsepower.
it's a faster one that they got there.
Yeah.
The typical speed or horsepower of a rental car is 9 horsepower. You'll get some which are double engine, which then become 18 horsepower. But yeah, these are 9 horsepower. Any other questions, Aryan? Before we continue with Matthias?
No.
Awesome. So just stand by. We're going to finish with Matthias and Austin, and then we'll come to your footage, all right?
Sounds good.
Awesome. So basically, we're coming towards the middle part of the track now. And this is the high-speed stuff. If you look at our track diagram on the left side, a lot of straights. Got a hairpin coming up, so it'll be interesting to see what kind of approach this driver takes. For the first, I guess, kink in this corner, he sticks to the right, and then he's going to flick it to the left. So again, taking the shortest path possible. By flicking it to the left, he opens up the angle of the corner for this hairpin turn. Sharp, late-ish turning. He's going for relatively mid to late apex. And then he'll use all of the track on exit. So he's preparing for this long straight, which is coming up. Then we've got another hairpin coming up. So literally it's hairpin 1, hairpin 2, hairpin 3. Same thing. Wide entry. He's quite late on the brakes, if you notice. In relation to this white strip, he's braking about 3/4 down, if not just after that. Hard on the brakes. Trying to initiate some rotation. It's interesting. His style. But you see, by mid-corner, he's completed his rotation. steering wheel's back in a neutral position, and he'll exit back out slightly wide. Now, the reason he goes slightly wide is because we're preparing for another long left-hand turn, similar to a hairpin. So from the outside, he'll cut back to the inside, getting as close as possible to the inside tires, getting right back onto the accelerator, keeping the revs as high as possible. We've basically got the last 3 corners ahead of us now. And by the looks of this, it's all pretty much flat out, just about placement of the kart. You can see the track is, the limits are defined by the tires, and he's going right up to the tires, shortest path possible. Around the final corner, he'll start opening up the steering wheel again, heading back out wide. And 48 seconds was his lap. So Matthias, have you done this track layout before?
No, this is the first time I am ever seeing this layout. I'm
Mhm.
actually coming before my session because my section is just like about 3, 4, 5 days from this session of track help. So I'm trying to see where I can improve because I know I'm gonna make a lot of mistakes if I don't know what I'm doing.
Of course, of course. I think this is a great lap to analyze. You know what? Right now, let me just send you the link in track help. So I'll respond to your comment over here. Boom. That's the link, which you can study the lap even after the session. But the main thing with this track is there's few breaking points. We could even highlight them. I would say turn 1 pretty much flat. I'd say this is a breaking point over here. Coming out of this hairpin, keep it flowing, keep it flowing, keep it flowing. Coming down through the back end of the track, second breaking point. Carry that speed on exit, coming down, another hairpin, widen it up, another breaking point. Coming up to the end of this straight, another breaking point. And you can probably get away with a lift for this corner, lift or brake. So just keep in mind for next time, 1, 2, 3, 4 braking points. Try it out with a lift over here, if not a brake, and use all of the track. So as the driver was doing in the video, he was making sure to get right up to the edge of the track, whether that's for a hairpin turn, whether that's for the first corner, which is a fast left-hander, all of the track. And when he comes to the inside edge, the apex, notice how close he runs to the tires. So what we're trying to do is make a narrow track as wide as possible. So we're not leaving any, time on the table. It's all about keeping the reps high. As we mentioned, these are low horsepower karts. So your real objective is, how can I keep the speed high and how much of the track can I use? Any other questions, Matthias?
No. The lap time is on KTips, right?
Which one?
The one you sent me is on KTips, so I can watch it.
The
Right.
lap, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So if you check your comment you put on the track help post on the academy, you'll see I responded it to it now with the YouTube link of this layout. Just confirm you can
okay.
see that. So that way
Yeah, they can see
it's there. Yeah, it's there to view anytime. Let's just quickly admit some more drivers whilst we think. So when are you next going to the track?
There was a session to day 13, but I have 2 parts on that, so I instead decided to go early. So I'm going on day 12.
Okay.
I probably.
And is it a race or just a practice session?
practice session dash race, because actually I'm not going with friends, so I think it's a practice session more than a race.
That's awesome, and that's what you need, especially when it's a new layout. Try to be use that first few sessions just for practice. Avoid, getting involved in any races because you don't have that preparation. Better you do this practice, you're more confident, you know what to expect, and then you can go ahead and join the race.
Oh, okay.
Let me know how it goes, and it'll be interesting to see how you get on. Let me know about the timing as well, because the lap we just analyzed there was 48 seconds. If you're able to do anything
Yes.
similar, it'll be a great comparison, and we can hopefully talk about your experience after that.
Fine, we can talk about it.
Hopefully in the next session. Was there any other questions just before we move on then?
I have a question about the gloves. Should the
Yeah.
track it is selling gloves. I think it's custom. Do you think it's a good idea to buy those or buy something from a brand like Sparkle?
I'd say try it on, because whatever you have there, it'll be of some decent level. I don't think it's going to be significantly different. And the fact that is it at the track you can buy these gloves?
Yes, it's like
Yeah.
300 reais, so I can buy it very easily.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's available there. I think the price as well will be quite competitive. And really, any type of gloves, as long as they have some kind of grip on the palm side, will give you that better control on the steering wheel. It's better than going bare hand. When you go bare hand, your hands can get sore, and really the grip is not the same. I've tried it, gloves versus no gloves. Things like Sparco, Alpine Stars, OMP, of course, these are the popular brands, and they do have some nice options. I think recently I've discovered more than Sparco and things like that. Yeah, it's the minus 273 range. If you check out that company, it's called minus 273. They got really nice range of gloves. The designs look amazing. They got a really nice Ayrton Senna range. Maybe you'd be interested in that as I share my screen real quick with you. Check this out. So this is their website, 273, all of their different karting gloves. And which ones have I got? Yeah, these. Currently I'm using these. To be fair, I think I'm starting to notice a lot of wear on them. It's been about few months, 3 or 4 months now already, but I'm doing a lot of karting. So on the outsides, like these stickers you'll see are starting to peel a little. But the inside, so this part is perfectly fine at the moment. The grip is really nice. The style of this glove, it is the seam is on the inside. So it basically wraps around your fingers very tightly, as opposed to having the seams on the outside, like these Senna gloves and a lot of the other ones, where it is a bit more comfortable. That's what I've heard. And I've also tried gloves. So, if you want to save up and go for these, I know definitely I want to try these gloves out next time.
Okay, these are $80 each. Like
300. It's about $80.
$80.
But it starts from 187. How much is 187? It starts from
From what?
$50 actually.
$50.
Yeah. Actually even less, 130. $35 it starts from.
$35 is
No,
192.30. So it's very cheap gloves.
113
I
actually.
think
No, the
they have,
cheapest one is $30. $30. Excuse me.
yes, $30.
It's not bad.
164. It's actually a very fair price for gloves, considering that the track sells for 300 and they probably have the same quality.
I don't think it'll be the same. I found 273 is quite different. That's just my opinion. Like these are better than Sparko and Alpine Stars and the other ones, in my opinion. What I've tried. So, it's worth trying.
Yeah,
Maybe someone at the
it's
track
worth
will have it.
trying.
You can just try it on.
I'm gonna see if I can find them.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna check on my track. Maybe probably somebody has them, but I have no clue if they are gonna allow me to try on. I'm gonna try anyways because it's
Definitely, I
gonna
think
be
you
a
got to
very
try it. Yeah.
because
Maybe if
if they
somebody
are
has,
good,
if
yes,
somebody
if
has
they are
one
good,
and they're
they will
willing
make
to let
a
you.
yes. Um, I think I have no question about anything else, so I think you can move on.
Thank you so much again, Matthias, and let's hopefully catch up next week then. Yeah. And as I
Okay.
said, you're welcome to stay on the live meeting and listen in on the other drivers.
I'm probably not gonna stay because I have church on probably I think 3 hours. So
No
I'm gonna
worries.
have to prepare for church.
No
Anyways,
worries.
goodbye.
All the best, and thanks for joining.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Take care. All right. So we've got a couple of drivers who we want to go through. So we've got Austin and we got Matthias Sandak. So what we'll do, let's go to Austin, then let's go to Matthias Sandak, then we'll go to Ariane, and then we'll finish off with the UAE drivers. Austin, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Awesome. Have you managed to share your footage then?
Yep.
Let's just take a look in the live chat.
It's a bit up there, but
Got it over here. All right, let's share this. So talk us through this clip. It's about 3 minutes. Seconds to.
so this is about, I think this is the first 4 or 3 laps of my first race at the front of the pack.
Yeah, I can see 2, 4, 6. No,
I
2,
think
4.
I was about
7?
7th here, I think.
Amazing. Yeah, this is front part of the pack. Let's hope it loads up. It's a rolling start. Same layout as last week?
Yep, same layout.
Give it a second, guys. All right, there we go. Stop lagging. Hopefully, a bit of lag. Can you hear the audio?
Yep, yeah, I can hear
Awesome.
it.
All right, one more time. It's interesting because you've technically got the inside line over here. So talk me through what you're thinking at this stage. What the strategy is.
Right now I'm trying, you can't see, but my head's tilted to the right. I'm trying to see when the guy at the front of the line is going. And then once I realized he's going, I went for it, and then I'm trying to hold the inside here and give everyone as much space as I can.
Exactly.
So you can see me, I move over here because there's someone in my outside.
All right. And you've gained a position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yep.
Or you kept it. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, P6. You can really see everyone in front in one line.
Yeah.
This is awesome. This is really good footage. It's just a shame it's lagging a little still. Give it a few moments. And mission accomplished. We got that. A bit of a wave on the right there. You just saying let's go forward?
Yeah, I was, because I noticed I was
Yeah.
falling back a bit.
Those guys in front are sticking in one line.
Yeah.
And the guy in front is also signaling. Catch the leaders. Yep, that's right. Now you're on the
Now
back of them.
this was interesting because I wanted to go with the 11, but
Yeah.
I didn't want to pinch him off, so I kind of grabbed the brakes a little bit.
Yeah, it's one of those. Actually, I think you would have maybe made it through. No, I don't know. It's a 50-50.
I didn't know what he was going to do, so...
Yeah. He cuts across, actually, so it's better you didn't... You backed off not to take him out.
Yeah.
But still in P6 now, and I'd say the leaders are still in touching distance, which is good.
Right.
Everyone's holding one line. They're almost bump drafting each other. Give it 1 second. I don't know why it's not sharing without any lag. Let's see. Bring it back a few seconds. Let me know if it's lagging and if it resumes.
Yeah, it's still lagging, but...
There we go now.
Oh, there we go. That's good.
Awesome. Well, it's still a bit laggy. What's the difference on this race? Because I feel that you're sticking with the leaders a lot.
I don't know. I think we just qualified up front.
Yeah.
Put a little bit more camber in. That kind of helped.
Okay.
But not too much. I just kind of drove better, I guess.
Yeah. And you're letting them battle in front, actually, or somebody just comes through over here. Was this guy basically on your bumper the whole time as well?
Yeah, I didn't even know he was behind me, so...
Yeah, he came out of nowhere.
That was a good move. I gave him a little bit more room than I should have, so...
Yeah. So, P7 still. But it just looks so close, these heats, in terms of pace.
Yeah.
This is when everyone battles. So, you're going to try and follow him through. Down the inside, nice. Beautiful. What a move. Textbook. So, 101 squeezed out. Driver in front goes for the move on the inside. And then you literally on his bumper to follow him through. That's 2 into 1.
So what happened next was a bit interesting. I didn't know he was still on my outside here. So right here, he's still on my outside, still on my outside. So I go here, and then I noticed that we locked bumpers, so I had to move out of the way.
Oh, wow. That's brave. So basically from here, he's just going to stay on the outside.
Yep, and I had no idea.
Wow. And that's very interesting, the fact that he's able to hold it around the outside. Yeah, so you feel the tap there, and then you feel you need to let him through.
Yeah.
But in doing that, I don't know if it's your line through this hairpin.
It might have been my line.
331 just pulls away on exit. So you're bumper to bumper, and then on exit, just watch 331. It's pulling away. This guy passes
gone.
you.
I think it was because
and then they've gone. Yeah. So these are the fine margins in these sprint races. It's crazy. They've literally gone. They're quite far up the road. Let's see if you guys can catch them though. So talk me through this. Are you going to work together with him?
Yeah, I know he's fast because he's actually won a race or two out here, so my entire goal is just to stay on him.
Yeah. Basically still in P7. What happened at the end of that race then?
We never caught the pack, but I just stayed right behind him the entire time.
It was just behind him, yeah?
Yep.
Is that a PB?
That
in
is, yeah.
P7. I think just analyzing that 3 minutes, it's a lot happened, right?
Yeah.
And it starts with the race start. How many laps is it altogether?
It was, I think, 7 or 8 laps.
Okay. Let's just share with the audio. So we basically saw 3 or 4 laps.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's not a lot of time, which means once you get a clean start like you did, in fact, gain a position, then it's about moving forward, maybe working together. And you probably notice towards the end of these heats, that's when the drivers start to battle. Because, of course, they're not just going to sit behind and hold position. They're going to fight, especially the top 3 or top 5. Those are the podium places.
Yep.
The positive from this is you had the pace initially, right? Especially for the leaders. And just reviewing this part again, a couple of drivers are battling in front, sticking with them. First real moment was over here where, there's a 50-50. I just think reviewing that again, it's fine what you did. Backing off was actually the better option because still in contention.
Yeah.
Now what happens is somebody's going to come on the inside, I believe.
I think
not
it
yet.
was,
Next lap.
Yeah.
So yeah, you got a whole lap following the lines in front. It's interesting on the straight line there that is it the exit 16 got out this corner because he seems to pull away now. So you'll see by the end of the straight.
It might have been draft or something.
Must be, right? Because
yeah,
they're pretty much all together, and it's just that small amount they gain. Under braking, look at that. You'll gain because they get compressed together, and you have the more free and flowing line. You can even brake a bit later. And we've caught them by sector 2 going into sector 3 now. So I don't see anything wrong with the lines over here. You just need to think of how to react to the drivers in front now. So you can see 16, he goes for a move on the inside. I believe, is it 11 who goes a bit wide? Or is that 7?
Yeah.
11, I think it is. Yeah, so the chance was maybe there. Yeah, I think what happens here is, what do you think of following 11?
I thought about it, but I was a little bit too far back. Obviously, if I was on his bumper, I would have followed him through.
You're right.
That's a very good idea, but
no, and
my whole idea was that I was going to open the corner up and I was going to have a good run on either of the two because they're both tightening off their corners.
Mm-hmm.
So if I had a good run, I could make a move into 11, but that didn't happen.
This is all hindsight, and it's very easy to pause it frame by frame after they say, well, try that. In the heat of the moment, yeah, it is risky to just dive it down the inside, you're far back. But what happens here is I don't know if you make it to the apex on the right side.
So I think he just broke later than me because I went to turn in and then all of a sudden I knew he was there, so I kind of left him some space, and that's why I went wider.
Yeah. So that's the first flashpoint, because what's happened now, although you guys are still quite close, the leaders, top 3 especially, are pulling away.
Yeah.
And you're seeing a separation soon. In fact, you get a nice draft over here. Going for a move down the inside, 101 goes wide, and you get your place back over here, which is really nice. I don't know, it generally looks like these guys are just a bit faster on the straight. Do you think it's the setup that they're running, or the engines are a bit newer?
I have no idea. I feel like I was struggling. Like that was probably the best I could do was 7th. Like they just seemed too fast at some time. So
Just by the looks of it, it looks like your kart is bogging down compared to theirs on corner exits and some of the straights. Which is just something, mechanical, and it's not even in the driving as per se. We're back behind 101 for basically the remainder of the race, it turns out to be. And that's...
that was the most amount of footage that YouTube allowed me to upload.
Oh, okay.
For some reason, so...
Really?
Yeah.
This is a 4K file. No, you should be allowed to do more. I don't know why they're restricting you to do that. That's very strange.
Yeah.
But yeah, more of those races will be better. Just to have that confidence. If you can consolidate mid-pack, top 6, top 7, then you could start hoping for some luck and break into top 5. Maybe the guys crash in front. Maybe they battle a lot. So that's the target for the next round. Replicate some of that. The thing you'd want to avoid is battling with people in the outside the top 10.
Right.
Because that's the really hard fights. People are not as clean. You could see this was generally quite a clean battle. People are working together. You could see they were signaling a few times, let's go forward, let's go forward. So I don't see any problems with that, except for just get more and more experience.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing again, Austin. Have you got any more questions before we move on to the next one?
Not that I can think of now.
No, awesome. It's always great to have you share some footage, and look forward to catching you in the next session.
All right. Thank you.
Likewise. Take care, Austin. We're going to move on, guys. We've got a couple more videos to go through. So we're going to go to Matthias Sandak. Matthias, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Awesome. Thank you for waiting. What time is it in Argentina?
It's 5:30 p.m.
Oh, okay. Not bad,
Yeah.
not bad. Let's go ahead to your footage. Reason I say not bad is we had actually somebody join from Thailand a couple of times, and it was, I think, 1 or 2 a.m. for them.
Oh, wow.
So they were very dedicated to join.
Really?
And that was one of the latest, entries we had. Matthias, I can't seem to find your footage. Where did you share it?
I posted in the
Oh, in the academy. Yeah. Got
Yeah.
it. I was looking on the Google Meet chat. So talk to me about this track, Cartodrome
Buenos Aires.
Buenos Aires.
Yeah, that's
This
like the main
seems
track
like
of-
the main track, right? Of Argentina.
Yeah, so this is some rental karting sessions. I just started like 2 months ago, so I'm really new to this.
Wow, it looks like you're having a blast. Is that a soccer stadium over there? Something?
No.
Or is it just a big stand?
Yeah, it's a big stand.
Right.
So-
I thought that was an arena or something.
Because on the other side of that stand is where the actual cars race.
Ah, okay. It'll be worth looking at a overhead shot, hopefully after. This is a wet session, or is it dry?
No. I sent 2 links. I think that the other link is going to be better because it's when
is
the
it?
race starts.
Gotcha. Probably this one.
It says part 2.
Let me just locate that real quick.
Yeah. Should be the first link.
Yeah. I'm on part 3. This is part 2. Let's go ahead and share it real quick. So, is this a typical practice session or race? What are we dealing with here?
Yeah, it's a practice session. You just rent, you just slot a time, and then you go and practice.
And it's
random
with some
people.
friends or random people?
Yeah, friends and random people.
Amazing. And this is what, the 5th or 6th time you've been?
Yeah, 5th time.
5th time.
Yeah.
You're generally used to the track then. How many laps is this race?
It's 20 laps.
20 laps. Wow. Outdoor tracks are always a lot more high speed. You've probably seen today we've done some indoor tracks.
Yeah.
And back to an outdoor track over here. This looks like a fast flowing configuration, and the carts you got here, I believe, are CRG. Is that correct?
I have no idea.
Okay.
But they usually
It might
go
be
60 kilometers an hour, more or less.
Yeah, these are the typical 4-stroke carts. Basically, you start at P2 and you're holding on to P2 over here.
Yes.
What parts of the track are you struggling with?
Oh, so the first, I think it's called the hairpin turn.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's the part I struggle most with.
Let's actually find your track. Or Hot Drome. How do you spell? Is it?
So instead of an E, oh yeah, you can just copy.
I'll just copy paste. So it's BUEN. How do you pronounce it again?
In Spanish, it's
the proper pronunciation.
Cartódromo.
And then the capital city?
Buenos Aires.
Buenos Aires. That's it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And we look at this facility. Wow. I mean, this is a proper racetrack it's located next to.
Yep.
And I guess this is that stand then we were looking at. What a track. First time I've seen this, actually. What a track.
Yeah, that's a track. We're not doing the full track, though. It's just...
I was just going to say, I guess this is the start then, right? From here. Yeah?
No, not really.
Not from there? No?
No, the start is right at the bottom.
This one?
No, the most bottom right.
This one over here.
Yeah, exactly.
Just guide me. We go to the right. We've got a hairpin over here. Do we go full left?
Yeah, I usually go full left. Yeah.
And then straight up over here, yeah?
Yeah.
Through the fast left, coming down. Which way do we go here?
You turn all the way to the right.
Okay.
All the way to the right.
Like this?
Yeah.
And then is it a right again?
Yeah.
Awesome. That's a really nice configuration we got, actually. Just by looking at it, it's composed of simple corners, not particularly technical.
Mm-hmm.
You can see that they flow quite well. And were you saying the lap starts about here?
Yeah, there's the racing line.
Okay, so that's when even in the video they started the race from here, right?
So yeah, that's the where
is it
we
from
start.
here?
Yeah, so after the qualification rounds, we basically we just start from the racing line.
Awesome. Based on these corners, then let me put my cursor. Which of the corners are you struggling with?
Yeah, that one.
So it's this one over here. This is a hairpin. That's right. If you actually look at the configuration, it's a right-hand hairpin into almost a left-hand hairpin. Hairpin is technically almost a U-turn, U-shaped corner. You could even say, we'll go back to the footage. It's a chicane-style corner where it goes to the right, left. It's sweeps. Any other corners? So then we come on to the main straight. How are you through the fast left?
No, I think I'm doing fine there.
You're doing fine through these corners. Yep. Coming down. Any other particular corners that you're also struggling with?
I don't know. I'm probably doing a lot of things wrong, but I think I'm doing good in other corners.
Not bad. Where are you doing the best laps in the video? do you reckon?
Um,
Do you think
hmm,
it's at the beginning?
yeah,
mid?
I think it's the beginning.
Beginning, you're doing the best, yeah?
And I think that in the
In-
third lap I make a big mistake in the hairpin corner.
To be fair, you're battling, and naturally you're going to be on a different line, actually. When you battle, and when you're going for the best lap time, it'll be different. How was the kart? Did it feel decent in speed?
Yeah,
Is
I
it-
think it's pretty decent.
Yeah. I'd still reckon the driver in front is either got better lines or his kart is just a bit faster. That was the mistake you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Where you basically get caught on the curb slightly and then the kart steps out on you. This is a typical case of carrying a bit too much speed. So what happens is you take lots of speed into the corner. A couple of reasons as well. It's the angle that you hit the curb at, and also maybe how much you're applying the brakes. But that's not to worry about, especially when you're new to the track, you're trying to get used to it. These things will happen. It's important we take a lap, hopefully in isolation, and we just see your overall driving.
Okay.
What I can tell by the first couple of minutes is you're not afraid to push. You know, you're definitely committed to keep your foot on the gas. It's a very high-speed layout. Just by looking at the overhead shot, there's only a couple of corners where you really would need to brake at. Here we got lots of traffic, which you did very well to deal with there. And then back again for one more lap. Yeah, that's awesome. And you're catching it back up to the driver in front. Let's get to that final corner. What I want to skip to is hopefully a lap where you get a clean run through the final. We say final two corners. It's actually the first two corners you're saying, right?
Yeah.
The first two corners. Here we go. Watching it at full speed on this attempt.
Oh, so there I had to reduce my velocity because it's coming too quick. So.
And somebody was also spun in front as well.
Yeah.
They were sort of obstructing the line. Still a good effort. I want to see you do this a couple of times. So let's skip ahead to the next time as well. Whoa, there was yeah. One of those times. One of the drivers earlier was mentioning how you try to go for a move and then suddenly the gap closes.
Yeah.
So, you just bump into them. But this looks like the slowest part of the track. One more time, let's go for some more attempts. It's a very busy session. Every lap we're going, there's some kind of kind of traffic.
14 people.
Yeah, on this layout. Whoa. This driver is really squeezing you out there. Nice. Good effort. That was much better. And that was on 5 minutes and 50. Let's watch on the next lap. This is a clear run. Here we go. You got a chance to push. Using a bit of the outside curb. Yeah, good effort. When we deal with corner like this, I would say that's quite a high speed section. You could almost say it's a chicane or a double hairpin. Regardless, the principles will stay the same. And when you look at a corner like this, I believe that you have to brake, especially on corner entry. Are you braking? Currently?
So my group of friends recommend me, like with these cards, to never brake. You just lift your foot off the gas.
Okay.
Because otherwise they take a huge amount of time to regain the speed. So I usually never use a brake. I just lift the foot off the
That's
gas.
very interesting. That's very interesting. See, I agree with the fact that you need to keep your revs as high as possible in these carts. And the thing is, when we have tight corners, like the first two, just by the overhead shot, you can see this is a lot tighter than this corner, for example, the fast right or the fast right over here, right? The reason we want to apply a bit of brake over here is number one for rotation, to help us turn the car. That's the idea. You see, what's happening at the moment, I don't know if you found a couple of times, you're having to turn the steering wheel excessively. Yeah?
Yeah.
So one more time, we're coming through the sequence. Hopefully put it in slow motion so you can really slow it down. Rotating the cart to the right, holding steering angle to the right, and then we're going to start rotating to the left, holding a bit more of the steering angle. Let's hopefully go to another lap over here. So entering on the second lap, slight lift on entry, posting the cart in the middle, back on gas again. One more time, hopefully get one more example in over here, perhaps. Yeah, there we go. So one more attempt, approaching at high speed, getting to the right-hand side. What we want to observe over here is our entry, because every corner you have a nice entry point. I advise, as you're doing, wider the entry, the easier it is then to turn the cart. But then we've got to establish what the apex is. Apex is always the inside edge of a corner, and on an outdoor track is defined by the red and white curb. Have you tried going over this with 2 wheels or 4 wheels even?
Not really. In this corner, I usually I saw one of your videos, and I usually try to hit like the late apex.
Late apex, yeah.
I'm not sure if I'm doing it correctly.
Well, late apex will be later in the corner. So on this case, it'd be about here. Now, if we go back to our overhead shot, the idea is take the shortest path possible between these corners. For some reason, the overhead shot looks a lot tighter than your video. I don't know if it's see if we watch over here. No, actually it's about right. No, it is about right. It's just the ratio is a bit smaller. So what we're looking for here is our entry point. Let's put that in blue. You've got your apex, which is late over here. So if you think about a corner, this is early, this is about mid, and where my blue dot is, that's about late, yeah?
Yeah.
Track limits are defined by the curb. And if you want to take the shortest path possible with the most speed, enter it as wide as possible, the outside edge over here, cut to the inside relatively late, skip the early apex. As the corner gets tighter and tighter, then you can cut to the right-hand side and try and get over this curb. Idea is, later we go, not only are we taking shorter distance, but now we are on the right-hand side of the track, so the corner opens up for the left. One more time to show you on a different line. If we approach it wide on my blue line, but then we turn in too early and we hit an early apex, we're going to go over the curb here, but naturally as the corner ends, we're going to end up going outside and end up more in the middle of the track. You see that? See where the two lines cross?
Yeah, that looks more similar to what I'm doing.
Yeah, and similarly, even on the pink line, where you turn really early and you go really early for the first apex, at the end of the corner or midway through, you're going to end up really wide and then having to come back. So the point is, the blue and pink line, their entry for the second corner is compromised. The angle of the corner is tighter. Whereas the guy on the yellow line, who just turns in a bit later and takes that curb, so he rides over the curb, has now opened up the angle for this corner as much as possible. So you can take the shortest path at highest speed, absolutely full on the gas, and exit back out wide. Now, how do you achieve a late apex? It's all about turning later than you think, right? So if you go back to your footage on, this was a really nice lap that you did. I think it was this one over here. Clear run. And you want to look for certain references. For example, a solid white, red line. I wouldn't turn anywhere before that red line. Comfortably go over it. Where are you sort of turning at the moment? Is it on feeling? Is it on?
Yeah, I don't really have any reference point. It's just what I'm feeling at the moment, but I should definitely have one.
So always keep an eye out on the curb. See, the curb starts early. So over here. What's going to happen is, oops, Control F11. Curb starts. It continues. This is about early to mid part of the curb. And then this on the right hand side, the latter part, is where the late apex is. Yeah. What we want to try and do is experiment and use a bit of this. Even if it's two wheels, the front right, the rear right, goes over this curb, then we can stick on the right hand side and hopefully achieve a wider entry for the fast left. So what's happened at the moment is you're turning in slightly early. Let's just go back. You're turning in about here. Boom. The cart, to be fair, is understeering, because what's happening is you're turning to hopefully go to the inside edge, but we're not making it to the desired point, which is the curb, right?
Yeah.
So you're turning, but we're not making it to the curb. And then on exit, coming back out to the middle of the track. So what we can try next time, this is a classic case of just carrying a bit too much entry speed. That's why a slight tap of the brakes, it's not holding the brakes excessively, it's not putting even that much pressure, but a slight tap of the brakes will not only rotate the cart, but it'll slow you down early in the corner. So you can first of all make it to the inside curb, two wheels over this, and then stay on the right hand side. You see how the curb ends? Stay towards the outside, stay towards the right hand side.
Yeah.
And the idea is you brake early, you rotate the cart to the inside curb, you stay on the right hand side, and now the run you get out of there, going on to the left, is a lot faster. Yeah?
Yeah, great.
So attack that full speed. You can even experiment by cutting across the track, and now this time putting the front left and the rear left over this curb as well. So we're taking an even shorter path rather than going around it and avoiding. And you can see over here, it's a beautiful chance to cut across the track. Think about, how can I take the shortest path possible with the least meters? So one more time on our big track diagram. Entering the corner wide at full speed, we cross this red line. We're going to continue staying out. Maybe a slight tap of the brakes for rotation. Short braking period, short but hard braking period. Feel for a bit of rotation, get back on the gas. Sharp, late turning, accelerating before we hit the apex. And we're going for a late apex. Get on to the inside curb, Stay on the right-hand side, ride that curb. And now our entry for the left is much wider, which means we can take more speed. We can take it flat out. The target apex over here is going to be the curb. Yep, my yellow dot. Flick the cart to the left, cut across the curb, two wheels on that curb, hit our desired apex point, and then use all of the exit. So back out wide to the outside edge again. all you're doing over here is using the brakes to get rotation. You're going for a sharp late turn in. You're using the inside curb, taking less meters, and then accelerating through the corner, taking the shortest path onto the straight. The way you got to think about the first two corners is don't think about them in isolation. Think about the end goal being, how can I be fast on exit? Because technically this is the part that you're building up for, right? This long straight. How can you carry the most speed there? Well, it starts by sacrificing a bit of time over here, whether it's a short break, and then it's about taking the line which will allow me to be on the gas the longest, and also the shortest distance. So that way, we can maximize our exit onto the straight. When is the next time you're going karting?
Perfect. Yeah, I'm going next week on, I think, Thursday.
On
So I'm
Thursday,
going-
yeah.
I'm going to
That's a
practice it.
really simple thing you can just focus on for that next session. Is it a similar format you're going to be following?
Yeah, it's the same one.
So it's 10 minutes practice or qualifying, 20-minute race or 20-lap race.
Yeah, it's 3 laps for qualifying and then 20 laps for the race.
3 laps of quality. Okay. See, when it comes to experimenting, you ideally want a clear track, so you can test this out and dedicate one session just to doing this new line, getting the feel for it. When you do something new, I would recommend taking it slow on the first few laps, whether it's the first 5 or so laps, just so it's like a visual memorization before you then add speed into it. So take that corner at slow speed on the first few laps, where you're driving over the curbs. Feel how it is to ride the curbs. Think of a late apex for the first corner, and then a mid to late apex for the second corner, but at least 2 wheels over those curbs. And then start adding more speed, which will bring you into position to start adding the braking. Think about a relatively early brake in the corner. Get the car to rotate. Remember, the idea is at full speed, we want to be as close to that inside curb as possible. At the moment, I believe you're not able to get to the curb because the lift is not enough. What happens is when you carry too much speed into a corner and you try and turn, the cart will understeer. There's not enough grip there on the tires. So you need to bring it down to that minimum speed for a corner. And braking will do that for you quickly. You get down to the minimum speed quickly. And in rental carts, try to be on the gas as soon as possible after that. So you're building that momentum back up. Yeah?
Okay. Yeah, I'll try that.
Any other questions?
No, not right now. Thank you very much for the feedback.
No, it's been a pleasure again, and would love to see your footage from next week. Hopefully after you do this session, and let me know how it goes.
Yeah, sure. I'll have footage for next week. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Matthias, for joining. Hope to catch you next time. All right, guys, we have got a couple of drivers. Looks like we lost Aryan, which is fine. We can hopefully put him on for next time. We got Muhammad. We got both Muhammads, actually. How are you guys doing?
Lovely.
Awesome. So what we're gonna do, guys? Let's finish off with your footage. Is it Muhammad Hani or Muhammad Makki? How should I refer to you as?
So my father's name is Hani and my family name is Maki. If you want to, since it's to Muhammad, you could just call me Maki. That's what I usually prefer to be called.
Makki.
Yeah.
Okay. So Makki, I see you've got a link. Muhammad Khan, do you have a link?
I'll upload mine onto the academy thing.
Okay. You've already put it there.
I'm about to.
YouTube link, right?
Yes.
Preferably a YouTube link. All right, let me just clear up all these tabs. And Muhammad, talk me, or Maki, talk me through this footage because it's a short clip. Which kart are you driving over here?
Oh, short. It's a Rotax Max Non-Evo
Okay.
around the Farsan. Hold on, let me make sure this is the right clip. Let's go through it.
This is a 30-second clip, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, no.
worries. Whoa, 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 whoa.
wrong clip.
I think that's the wrong one.
Oh, no, no, no. That looks really bad. Were you okay? Oh,
Like I downloaded the other one. Hold on, let me get the right one.
no worries.
I
I
have-
think that's the wrong clip you got.
Oh shoot. Forgive me on that one. Okay, copy link.
That's how you test the limits.
Yeah, no, there was
By
something
paying
happened.
money. By paying money.
What? There was something fine which happened before me, like fighting for that. But yeah, hold on. Here's the clip. Sorry, because I downloaded 2 videos. This one, the one with like the, the GoPros, like things where it shows the G4, the track.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So
I got it. This is a longer lap. This is basically a flying lap.
yeah, this was not my best because I lost the best one as the SD card got lost. But this is around the Farsan racing circuit.
And I think one of your first times in a Rotax, right? This was?
Yeah, sort of. First time definitely on a like in a car which actually functions because I've driven some Vortex around this track and it's like the car I'd be handed over like from the track itself were not too good.
It's a really mighty track. What's your experience like here, Muhammad Khan, on Fursan?
Horrendous. I hate this track.
What do you like about it?
The management.
No, I'm talking about the track layout.
It's good. It's just that since I suck along like lots of elevation changes and like it's really hard on my neck. So when I started driving more and more on it, the pain started to like go away and I got more used to it. But still, it's a very hard track to overtake on.
It looks like a physically demanding track.
Yeah, they called the what's called rib breaker as seen the straight after the back straight.
Yeah, the corner that's just about to come up, that corner, your neck just wants to give up on you.
Wow. This bank corner. Wow. That's insane. Yeah.
And the corner after that is probably like a little bit of lift.
So that's flat out, yeah? What we just saw.
This one's flat out, and then the corner after that is a little bit of a lift.
Only a bit of a lift. Wow.
This one's a little bit of a lift.
No, that's insane. Yeah. That's definitely on fresh tires. Wow, I can imagine the grip and
this one that's coming down. Yep.
Oh yeah, it just dips down over here. You can see big jump as well. You can make.
Yeah.
Overall, I could see good kart control, and this is really not a bad effort. What you'll find is coming out from rentals going into race karts is definitely the physicality, and this is the track which will test you on that. So what happens is when you're thrown around in the kart and there's all this G-force on your neck and on your ribs as well, it distracts you a bit from the driving. But as you're doing, try to use a lot of the track. Your lines look good, but at the same time in Rotax, and Muhammad, you can have an input on this as well, is you can gain a lot of time under braking, late braking, carry speed into the corner. What are the techniques you use to get fast in Rotax compared to rentals?
Yeah.
What do you do, Muhammad Khan?
What was the question?
What techniques would you use to get fast in Rotax compared to rentals?
In rentals, you have less front grip and lots of just less grip in general. So what you can try doing is turning a little bit less, because in rentals, if you use the same tactics, you turn a little bit too much in rentals.
Yeah.
And if it's the same thing, you're just killing the front tires and just losing lap time because you're understeering too much in road tax. So what I would do is just first take it slowly and easy and start like getting used to the steering inputs of the car.
Absolutely. So almost a neutral steer, right? You barely want to be turning the wheel, and naturally doing that. If you watch your steering wheel in this lap, look how you're pretty much counter
Just
steering.
oversteer.
Yeah, you're oversteering in a lot of the corners. You can preserve your tires better like that. You can. The idea is you want to also use the brakes to turn. So the harder you press the brakes as well in some corners, the more it's going to rotate. Now, using your body weight is a lot easier in these karts because the chassis isn't as heavy. The kart is a lot lighter, so it'll flex a lot. You know, these chassis will bend, especially through these corners. Wow! If you watch on offboard, you'll see the weight transfer. So that will help you in cornering. Then it's about throttle application. So you'll hear, for example, just listen to the speed over here. One more time. Good listening. One more time. Just listen out through this corner.
Mm-hmm.
You see how in road taxis, the revs die very easily. And then to build it up, it's like a delay.
You don't go flat out to build it up. You have to slowly, gradually.
Yeah. You can't flood the engine, right, with revs. It's not advised. You build up to that peak acceleration. So it's about finding the balance. Yeah, you need to keep the revs high, but don't let it die. When it dies in these karts, to build it back up, there's this big delay. What you'll find in races is the moment somebody loses their revs on the exit of a corner, the guys behind will just push them. You'll see the difference, or they'll come alongside and gain speed. What techniques do you use, Muhammad Khan, to keep your revs high in road tax?
I usually brake early.
Okay, yeah.
I brake early and rotate the kart, and like right before the apex, I go 75% on throttle so I can get the other guy on the exit. Like the clip I just sent, you can probably see in that later on.
We've seen this clip. Let's compare it to as.
I don't have L%. Mine's on a lane raceway. I have two of them, but you should click the latest one.
Okay.
That one, I'm more. It's the track conditions are better and it's less slidey. Because in the other one, I'm just setting slow lap times because of the dusty track.
No worries. Let's just open this up. Which chassis is this? Birla you're using?
No, Danilo Rossi.
Yeah, both of us. This one's also Danilo Rossi.
Ah, okay.
It's all the same import. Yeah.
Wow, this is a typical practice day.
Official practice before the race day, a day before the race.
Is that who's in front of you?
It's a Russian guy. I forgot his name. He comes yearly to URMC and he's driving an OTK LN card.
Nice. So that's the OTK in front of us.
Yes.
What are we looking for in terms of your driving over here?
Usually, what I noticed is that I'm playing with the steering wheel way too much.
Okay.
And I'm trying to like improve on that. And initially my braking too, because like you see how much he pulls away in braking. This is also a pretty old clip. I haven't. This was from September last year.
Oh, okay. So you've had a lot more experience since then.
Yes.
That was at the beginning of your.
Yeah, beginning of the season.
Yeah, yeah.
This was the race which I told you was went really good for me.
Talk me through it.
The race or the practice?
The race.
The race, start qualifying. I remember I qualified P17 out of 35 drivers. Okay. First race, heat 1, went up to P14, stayed there, finished the race. Pre-final, finished P16, dropped down 2 positions on the start. And in the final, somehow got a massive jump at the start and just went through the chaos and got up to P6 and then dropped down to P7.
Not bad, not bad. One of your first races? That's excellent.
Yep.
Is this your home track then, Al-Ain?
I live, I think, 15 to 18 minutes away.
Oh, okay. So you do a lot of your practice here.
Yes, all my practice is here.
I think yeah.
This layout is much different to like you see Kalis's layouts. This is a.
I was gonna say because
it has a bus stop chicane for it last.
Right. I think this is some really good footage because you got a comparison of the guy in front. You're catching the guy in the white helmet. Is that a?
That's another rookie guy that just started. That started 2 months or 5 months before me.
All right.
But somehow I'm getting a lot.
What do you find in the braking technique? Is it
smash on the brakes?
Yep.
And go on the throttle quickly.
Okay, so you're not really carrying into the corner as much.
No, all I do is just lock the brakes.
Yeah.
Like brake as late as possible, so I don't have to spend that much time braking. But surprisingly, I don't eat through the brake pads as quickly as I thought I'd.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say because that would be one of the factors. How have you found the owner car experience then? What's been the good things about it? What's been the downsides about it?
About the carts?
Yep.
It was really vulnerable, really vulnerable. So at times it felt good. I bought a new one before one of the last races of the season, a new chassis, new spare frame. That felt really good on the first day or two, and after that it started to get worse and worse because I used to put lots of weights on the cart. Yeah, I'm really light. So we put lots of weights. So that just ended up getting the chassis all cracked almost every race.
Yeah.
So
that's crazy. So a new chassis you had to get, or you able to fix it?
No, I was so we had the first 3 rounds in Alin of the championship. I used an old chassis that I leased out from the team.
Okay.
And then for Dubai, it was my last race with the leased out chassis because we didn't realize that the chassis was actually bent from the right side. The right side was higher than the left side.
Right. And could you feel that in your driving?
Very much, but I still somehow finished P12.
Excellent.
And then before round 5, I bought a new chassis, and it was the same exact layout as this one. And guess what I did? Broke the chassis in the bus stop chicane.
Oh no! Come on, that's unbelievable.
Yeah. Oh, there's a Dubai lap too. On the at the end of the video, you saw that bottom right.
Is this yours?
Bottom right's mine.
Awesome. Just Dubai to be, honest with you guys, like last week, and yeah, it's such a killer track.
It really hurts your neck.
What's the most physical track?
Al Fursan.
Al Fursan. They call it the road breaker.
I think we could tell by the footage that it was.
Yeah.
Hey Jeremy, good evening. Welcome.
Hello.
Welcome back, Jeremy. How have you been?
Very good. How about you?
Yeah, everything is well. We're just watching some pro kart footage from some of the drivers in UAE. Have you got your own footage you wanted to go through today?
No. I've just seen what's going on.
Yeah, no, you're welcome.
So what I wanted mainly help with was my driving technique in a dusty track.
That's a very good question because often you'll.
Because I just uploaded a video. You can go to my channel and you can see it. It's first one.
This is the one, yeah?
Yes.
Awesome.
Camera, it's fine. No, but you want.
Oh, there's Muhammad. I knew I recognized the name. Because you joined, you said Muhammad from. I was like, bro, I follow you on Instagram. What's your Instagram, Muhammad? Muhammad Khan?
Mine's just called Go Karting. I follow you.
Let me shoot you a follow from my accounts. Contrail, yeah. I've just hit you a follow.
Thanks.
And I'll get you on KTips as well. So what's the thinking behind contrail karting? Is that a name?
I was at an airport and my dad was a pilot, so I just brainstormed ideas with him.
Ah, okay, contrail karting. Well, there you go. Is this a 360 you're using?
Yes, it is. But it's still it's much worse than the GoPro. Me and Mohammed had a big debate.
Okay.
Yeah.
The sharpness is not there. That's what you're
No,
finding.
no, it's not. It's just much more blurry. But I like the 360. The 360 records better than the normal lens the camera has.
Mm-hmm. This is a typical practice session then.
Yeah, by myself. No one's there. It's just going straight after rentals who ruin the track.
Awesome. And how are the tires on this? How old are they?
Very old. They've been used in I think a race and then a race
Ve-
and
Vega
I think
or Mojo?
these are Vega.
Yeah, what I found with Vega, how long do they last for you?
Much less than Mojo. Mojos last much longer, and they typically almost like really similar rubber to rental tires. So when rentals lay out their rubber on the track, Mojos don't get as affected as Vegas because their rubber is much more different.
Right. No, what we found is once you get a lot of tire wear on these, I've got a lot of understeer on the track. Kart barely rotates as well.
On Vegas, yes. That's why I was timing myself, and I was shocked on how horrible the lap timings were. Because I just bought this kart brand new, so I'm kind of being skeptical about the kart now.
No, you got to do a fair run. If you got to at least run on fresh tires to compare, because I'm sure you have data of that, right? From
Can you go in the middle of the session because I think I'm going to the pits now for some reason.
Okay, let's skip ahead to about 8 minutes, maybe.
Yep.
Yeah, you're back out on track over here. I think when it comes to a dusty track, it's similar to a damp track in the sense that there will be some kind of racing line, but there's no one on track. So it's about experimenting where the grip will be. It's difficult to find that on used tires as well and be sure because everywhere feels like there's no grip.
But as you can see, I'm starting to use the steering a little bit less than that other clip.
Yeah. Surprisingly, you're quite smooth on the steering, meaning you're not having to put excessive rotation in. If I compare that to a run I'm doing on used tires, I'm putting way more steering input.
You can also use this to like help Kalis because these are the lines that you're supposed to take. I'm still using the normal race lines.
I was gonna say, how did that feel in this dusty track?
Dusty track is just slidey in general, so I just brake early and I just I just use the brakes to turn. I try my best to not use the steering because if I steer, I just go straight on.
Exactly.
And the curbs here are also very deadly because they're also like I'll show you once we get to that point. If you go on the curb, like if you keep using.
So on the exit over here.
No, not here.
Okay.
I'll tell you when it is. If you keep using it lap after lap, it is bound to break your axle.
Where is it?
I'll tell you. It's after the next couple of corners.
That's crazy. The axle goes.
Yeah, depends on what axle you have, like a hard or medium or soft axle. So the corner right after this one. So this on the right. Now we go right, and then the curb rumble strip on the left. If you use it, yeah, you use it a lot because you're turning a lot, and if you put the rear left of the cart onto it, you can like snap the axle in half, and you just go into the gravel.
That's happened to drivers, has it?
And I haven't broken an axle once last season, so that's pretty surprising. After like my friends broke like 7 of their axles.
Oh my gosh!
My case, I break an axle in like the 2 or 3 days of running.
This curb, you like this curb is much more friendlier than the other one because you're going straight.
You can ride it a bit more, yeah.
Yeah, but it goes into downhill. Go back. If you see the blue stuff on the outside, that's actually a downhill. So your cart gets stuck on it, and you can actually spin out, and the curb actually gets higher.
Yeah,
so you can hit that and really ruin your chassis.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
So it's a really cool track because grand finals, like there's been grand finals twice at this track.
Right. And it's caught people out.
Very. Me twice.
Yeah. This seems you got a Lando Norris cart now.
Yeah, brand new. Got it.
How was the difference been between the last cart and this one?
I can't really tell right now because all I've been driving it is in dusty conditions. And I haven't been able to really push the cart. So I'm hoping someday I can drive it because I'm using this for next season. Hoping
Okay.
to like get the bear frame or something changed before next season, or just use the same bear frame.
Definitely. What about the engine? How many hours?
Engine is on
Okay.
the brink of 20 hours. This is on 20 hours. Like it
All
reached
right.
20 hours right now.
Are you gonna rebuild it?
It's gone. It's gonna be rebuilt next week with the new cylinder plug
Okay.
that just came out. Pretty
Excellent.
expensive.
Well, that's always the issue with owner cards is the maintenance costs will always be there.
Yeah, but it's
And
still
you
better
know-
than Miami to like every 12 hours.
Yeah,
change
yeah.
it.
True. So, what advice would you give Muhammad, since you guys have are there on track actually? He's getting into owner cards. What would you advise on him?
I would just tell him to put some time into racing more and more. Try to arrange more days that he can drive on. Because considering what team he's joining, like the second he because he's just are you just about to join the team, Mohammed?
Yeah, like I've done practice day with them just to like get into the team dynamic and also for everyone to get to know me. This was like right before got everything done because
So what I would say is when you get into the team and they give you a cart or you get a cart, I would just say keep driving it. Just drive it as much as you can. Because the more you drive, the more experience you get. The more you get comfortable with the cart, the more you can push it.
Yeah, no, definitely. I've been doing.
Can you go back a little bit? I want to show something that is a really good line that catch lots of people out. So this corner, if you've seen Kalis's lap, there's a crack on the left side of the track.
Okay.
I'll show you. Keep going ahead.
So coming out this corner,
right here on the left, there's a crack. There's a massive crack on the road that hasn't been resurfaced for a while.
I remember that.
Yeah, and people it might look like that it's bad for you, the cart right there.
Yeah.
It might seem it's really bad for the cart, but you're supposed to eat it because it helps you rotate the cart. Like on a full grippy day, like a race day, you can take this corner flat out if you use the crack on the left.
Wow. That's that's advanced tips there. You sure you want to be telling people?
I would only tell Muhammad.
Exactly. There you go. See,
he won't drive this. He won't drive on this track, so it's fine.
No, that's things you pick up being a regular at the track. So, Muhammad, which is your home track?
Me or
sorry, Maki.
No worries. Like in terms of rental, it was what do you call it? It would be like because like what's close to me is Yacht Carto in terms of rental in general, like both rental, also normal driving is first time the one that I showed you. And but what's gonna be my new home is Rock Track.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
that's heavily Miami dominated, right? They've always done.
They're the ones who have what's it called? I don't know. I forgot the word, but like like doing all the things like in relation to IAM, sort of like how it aligns with Rotax and Muscat.
They're the dealer.
Yeah, dealer and like for the IAM UAE champion. So, yeah, and I'm joining are like really like heavily like they're invested by the track. So yeah, it's a lot of like good things from it, a lot of goodies, discounts and all that.
No, that's awesome. I think just as Muhammad Khan told you, experience is key. Setting a day in the week to just do practice laps, similar to what we're watching over here in the background, and having a good team. Which team are you joining then?
It's called AK Karting.
Oh, AK. Yeah. Khouri, right? One of the.
Yeah, you guys might know Andre.
Is it Andre? Andre Khouri, that's it. Really,
Andre
really.
is the brother. Alan is the owner, but like both of them.
Alan no, they're great guys. I met, I think it was Andre in one of the MENA championships, 22. This was a couple of years back, but he did some testing with one of the other drivers from Qatar, Austin Gray.
Yeah,
you might know Austin. He's a young driver in Mini. Maybe you've heard of him. Yeah, and he was He was in UAE a lot actually for a number of rounds for Miami. This was in Iraq.
great.
But
Yeah, no,
I think they'll provide you with some great coaching. That's very important as well, because the idea is when you're new to karting or new to owner karting, you need some guidance. You need somebody there to assess your footage, obviously if you got some, and then just give you pointers slowly on how you can improve. What you'll eventually do is develop your own driving style, and the driving style is quite different compared to rentals. But things like being smooth, neutral steer, not turning as much, those things are similar. I think you'll only change in terms of like throttle application, a bit on the braking as well. But then you got to learn the mechanical side of the car. I know you have a team to take care of that. You'll probably have a mechanic as well. But once you can just learn from your mechanic, ask him, okay, what are you fixing here, and what are these parts you're adding? Yeah.
Like you never know. Like you might have to like fix the kart yourself on the pre-grid or something.
Yeah, exactly.
No, that does happen.
Like your engine just like dies on you, and you have to like do something real quick, like blow on the fuel tank or something.
Yeah, like start pinching it or something, isn't it? Right?
Yeah. The same thing that happened to me the other day. My engine didn't start.
Yeah, no. I like have. I think, well, I won't say the most experience, but a good amount of experience of like an understanding of how to drive these cars.
Yeah.
It's just now like I don't know if mechanical is like the right word, but just understanding the difference between Rotax and Miami, because I've driven mostly Rotax, going to Mina with you guys. Practicing driving RD1. I sent also link for RD1 VTV drivers.
Yeah. So which cart are you actually getting then? Miami or Rotax?
It's in Miami. They're based on
You're doing Miami. Gotcha. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course. It's Miami with them. Yeah.
Yes.
With Miami, actually, I prefer it because the power is more instant. Like, you can be aggressive, and
Yeah,
you don't get that delay.
Man. What is that?
No, I felt that it felt weird like the first time because I got used to playing with power application during the corners and Rotax, and suddenly now I suddenly have the force of power.
Exactly. So it's a bit more like rentals actually, but then you have loads of power. So the downside is the maintenance, but what can you do about that?
And it's an engine, so you can really just tweak it a lot.
Lots of cheating, in
Just
Miami.
give it some steroids, drugs, easy, fast.
No, this is definitely in my favor because luckily the team, like bless the guys there, like Alan and stuff, like they take care of engine maintenance, so like it's nothing that I have to worry about.
Yeah,
it's also with the package which I'm paying for, so yeah.
And that's the most important thing. At the end of the day, you want to be comfortable with your team, get to know each other. I know you're a social guy, and you really get to make your presence known in the team. So be all ears and eyes open, absorb as much as you can, and do your
and
total.
analyze other drivers. Like take a sneak peek at their setups and see if you can apply that into your kart.
If I have good senior guys around me, hopefully. I think there will be, but because there are some people, of course, as
like on the pre-grid, just go and take a look at their track width. Easy.
I'll look at something.
Let me know if you guys have any more footage for.
I have another thing to say here.
Tell me before we wrap up.
Another corner. So go a little bit forward.
Yep.
A little bit more. Okay. So the corner. Go ahead. The one left. On the left now.
Yeah.
On the exit, there's a chunky curb. Not a curb. It's just a slope thing. This thing on the right. Yes. And right on that is a massive hill drop off. So
okay, right.
So if you go on it, because these really like get your cart stuck. Your car gets sucked onto the curb if you stay on it for too long. It scares me at times. So if you like react to it wrong, you can go on the gravel, and that's a big downhill. So you just go down.
Oh no.
Yeah.
You want to avoid that.
And the corner, the double left coming up, that corner is basically almost flat out on a race day.
Yeah,
But
when
on
there's
the
no
you
grip.
don't eat the curbs either because it's the same situation with the axle.
Yeah.
And then this one, you can the curb on the right on the exit, you can climb on it too much. My teammate actually took it too fast, and he actually flew on top of it. Cart bounced, and all sorts of sparks came out.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
And the main trait, a pretty cool thing, is that you can get a Formula One type of effect that the carts actually create sparks when you go on the main straight.
No way.
I'll show you. Right ahead of the board, you see like the big thing bridge above. So this bump that's coming up right here, there.
Oh yeah, just there. Yeah.
Yeah, if a piece of metal that sticks under the cart really hits the ground hard, so it releases
yeah.
sparks.
You can see that. You can see that. That's awesome.
And it's and you actually get some airtime. That's pretty cool.
I think this is some this is some really good footage that you've shared. And guys, thank you so much for joining on today. It's always great to have a chat. Inshallah, when I'm in the UAE, we have to do a meetup. Yeah,
we have to do a 1v1v1. We gotta settle it once and for all.
There we go. We gotta do it. And then same thing at Lucille. Yeah, when you come.
Oh, Mina.
You know,
I'll drive senior. You drive RD1. Let's use.
There's lots of footage on YouTube that you guys can analyze, inshallah, before. And
Muhammad actually told me that the curves were actually drilled onto the tracks.
It's different. It's different over here.
Yeah, they were scary. Like constantly the curbs, like for the first time after getting used to like the bumps, so it was just.
It's not that bad now. Like you can take a lot of the curbs. But then, like, you remember the final corner? If you take too much of it, you'll get thrown off. So
in Mina, like in the session where I think I started behind you or something, I was like, I want to just learn from you what you were doing.
Okay.
First few laps we were doing fine and stuff, and then like getting into the last corner, I'm turning in and there's the curb on the left, right? Like I kind of eat a little too much of it and spin out in the middle of the straight.
Gosh.
Yeah, luckily it was at the start of the straight, so like people like didn't have that power.
No, that's crazy because that's a long straight, and then don't want to be taking it.
I think I actually have a crash recorded in one of my GoPro footages on YouTube.
Oh no.
I think we've seen enough crashes for today.
Enough, yes.
So let's save it for next
week.
Inshallah.
Next week.
I know it's getting late for you guys as well, unless this is summertime. You're running.
1:30.
Yeah.
No school.
No, that's right. Summertime. Guys, it's been a pleasure. Let's wrap up the live stream as well. You guys are on the academy now, so every Sunday, 6 p.m. GMT. Everyone is welcome to join.
I'll help with the coaching.
Absolutely. When we have Kalis on next, join in, yeah, because we need some insights for rentals during his.
Because the times I've set in rentals there is 117, same carts as Kalis.
Oh, so there's something on his lines that he can definitely.
Yes, I've seen it, but I didn't say anything because I didn't want to type it all out.
No. Now you can join and you can tell him. It'll be nice to have you join then as well. And let's stay in touch, guys. Yeah, I got you on Instagram, so
yeah.
Let's plan for the future, inshallah.
You gotta keep your promise. 1v1v1. You gotta do it.
1v1v1. You got it. You got my word.
All right.
All right, guys. Take care.
You too. Bye.
Good night.